There's a new name for Toyota in Lanarkshire.
From one of the UK's biggest names in motor retail.
Macklin Motors Toyota is now open in Hamilton.
We're bringing you everything Toyota backed by first-class service.
So come and view the stunning new Toyota range, all with up to 10 years warranty.
Including the Aygo Cross and the new Yaris Cross compact SUV.
See our great choice of approved used Toyotas.
Our formidable range of commercial vehicles, including the Hilux.
Get expert servicing from our manufacturer-trained technicians.
And specialist advice from our Motability team.
Macklin Motors Toyota is open now
at Whistlebury Road, Hamilton.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. New Toyota showrooms now open in Glasgow and Hamilton.
Let's go!
It's Derby Day here in the sunshine of Glasgow. We're 26 minutes away from Celtic against Rangers. Let's get the team news. Barry Ferguson is here, the Rangers legend, Celtic idol John Hartson. John, the Celtic team.
Well, Hart starts in goal for Celtic. It's Johnson at right back, Carter Vickers, Starfelt and Taylor. So nothing new there. Callum McGregor will plays in midfield alongside Riley. And the one decision that Ange has made is to bring Moy in for Iwata, who played last weekend. Obviously, Hatate hasn't made it. And the front three, again, as we expected, it's Jota, Kyogo and Maeda. So Celtic strong as ever. No Hatate, didn't quite make it, injured, but Moy comes in.
Not that many years ago, you two were up against each other in so many of these games. You never know what's going to happen. Celtic 9 points clear, 10 if you count the goal difference. But Rangers, they know what they have to do today, and there's a surprise or two in the lineup.
Yes, there is. I'll go with the team first. It's McGregor in goals, a back four of Tavernier, Suter, Davis and Barisic, a midfield three of Jack, Raskin and Tillman, and a front three of Cantwell, Morelos and Ryan Kent. So no Connor Golson. I would imagine that's through injury, which is disappointing because I think he's one of the main leaders in the Rangers team. And Morelos starts through the middle, where I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 days that I thought he maybe have changed it and went with Sakala because he's pace, but he's went with Morelos, and I'm expecting, it's a big game for Raskin. There's been a lot made of him. He's been an excellent signing since he's come in. He's missed the last couple of games, and John Suter obviously coming in for Connor Golson. Not played a lot of football this year, but he's a player that I rate highly, and hopefully he can have a strong game at the back for Rangers today.
On the bench for Rangers, McLaughlin, Yilmaz, Lundstrom, Hadji, Cholak, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Sakala and Arfield. And on the bench for Celtic, Bain, Haksabanovic, Turnbull, Kobayashi, Iwata, Bernabe, Welsh and Vata, young Rocco Vata, who got a few seconds last week. Perfect day for the game, isn't it? That's how it looks for me as a punter. John, Barry, are these the kind of days you like to play in?
Oh yeah, they're very special games to be involved in. Of course, it's all about winning. Yeah. You know, you feel awful when you lose. You feel as if you let the supporters down. When you win, you're on cloud nine. The whole club, everybody feels it around the club. The supporters, the bragging rights, and of course today, it's a game where I think if Celtic win today, they will go on, and I think Rangers, they'll put Celtic 12 clear, plus 27 goals difference. Theoretically, that'll be 13 points with 7 games to go. You can't see Celtic losing 5 games, so I think they will have that. That'll be in their mindset going into the game. We can almost wrap the title up today. Rangers, they'll want to win the game. They'll want to still try and be competitive. And they want the league title to carry on as long as they can take it, through the season. But I just feel that Rangers have to try and win the game. They'll have to be expansive, throw a few bodies forward. They can't go to Celtic Park and almost say, right, we need to sit behind the ball, we can afford to draw the game. They can't. They have to throw caution to the wind, and they have to try and go and get 3 points. And I think that might just suit Celtic with playing on the counter-attack.
And that's the dilemma for Rangers, isn't it, Barry? I don't think you disagree with John that Rangers can't afford to sit off Celtic, but they can't afford to be opened up in the early stages.
No, they can, and I said that in previous games. They have sat behind the ball and trying to frustrate Celtic. I don't think it's worked. I think Rangers today need to get up against them, and they need to start strong, Paul, because in previous games at Celtic Park, they've struggled with that. So they know how important it is. They need to lay a marker down today, because obviously we know in 3 weeks' time there's a semi-final of Scottish Cup, but it's all about today. And the word coming out of Rangers through Michael Beale and James Tavernier is they're ready. They've worked on a few things, so I'm expecting a big performance for Rangers today.
That was a surprise when we gave you the teams just before on Joe's show that John Souttar is in, Connor Goldson. He trained yesterday, Barry, didn't he? So he must have picked up a knock. He's at Celtic just now, but he's not playing.
Yeah, he's a key player, Paul. There's no doubt about it. He's a leader in the Rangers team. He's clearly picked up an injury yesterday, or he would have been in the starting 11. I've no doubt about that. It's a big opportunity for John Souttar. He's missed a lot of the season, but it's good to see him back fit, because I think a fit and strong John Souttar could be a very good Rangers player. So it'll be a big game for him today. And as I mentioned at the start of the programme, Raskin, what I've seen of him, I really like. Good footballer, can dictate a game, but it's what you do against Celtic. So I'm looking forward to see how he produces a performance today, alongside Ryan Jack, who I think the last 3 or 4 weeks has been exceptional for Rangers.
John, when we were on last night in the Go Radio Football Show with Barry, with Macklin Motors, the chat was about Hatate. How big a loss is that for Celtic? I know they've got to forget that now and get on with it, but is it a significant loss?
Well, in recent games, Hatate's done quite well against Rangers. But listen, Moy comes in, who's a terrific player. O'Reilly has played many games now for Celtic. He's very assured and comfortable on the ball. He can make passes through the eye of a needle. Passes he plays with a lot of guile. McGregor will do what he does, and I don't see Rangers. They can't play in fits and starts today. You know, they can't turn it on and then switch off, because Celtic are relentless. They go for the juggler at every single opportunity. They go forward with real quality, with real pace, and I just think John Souttar, lacking games, Cantwell wouldn't have played in an atmosphere like this. Raskin coming in, good player. An awful lot said about him. I want to see him today, see how he does, see if he gets on the ball, see if he can dictate the play and show me the player that everybody wants to start. I know the manager took a lot of stick, the Rangers manager, Michael Beale, for not starting him in the previous game against Celtic. Yeah. He gets his opportunity today. Morelos, no Cholak, he's gone with Morelos.
That's a big surprise, isn't it?
Well, he's wanted a turn from Morelos today, and I believe that Morelos can turn it on. Well, when he's on it, you know, he's a very good player. But I think as well, one of the reasons he's starting, because he wants to put Morelos in the shop window. There's clearly that he probably will leave Rangers at the end of the season, and they're looking for buyers. They're looking for interest in Morelos, so he could do his opportunities of moving away a lot of good today in terms of playing very, very well and get some clubs interested in signing him.
Do you expect to see Sakala coming on, Barry, depending what happens? His pace. I mean, I watched the highlights this morning from the last game at Ibrox, and Sakala was all over. I mean, Juranovic was out of position and was out of form that day, but he was significant.
Yeah, he was, and that's the reason why I thought he maybe have went with Sakala for the sheer pace. Don't come and link up, just make sure you play in the shoulder. Look, I think the 3 forwards that Rangers have got, Morelos, Cholak and Sakala, there's no doubt Morelos is the best striker there, but he's off the boil. He's not been playing well. It looks to me if he's going to leave in the summer, so that's why I thought he would have went with Sakala. But it's an opportunity for Morelos to go and show how good a centre forward he really is. So it'll be interesting to see. But I expect Sakala to play some part today, maybe the last half hour when maybe Celtic are starting to tire a bit, and then that raw pace can hopefully hurt Celtic.
But Morelos today, Paul, Morelos has got to do what he needs to get back to doing.
2 years ago,
upsetting people, you know, putting himself on edge, playing on the edge, you know, unpredictable, being aggressive, just putting his body in, you know, leaning,
just doing what you used to do, exactly.
Leaning into players, upsetting people, getting the crowd on his back. This is what he does. He riles people up, and Morelos, there's no point in playing like, you know, just nice and easy, thinking he can. Yeah. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to get after people, and by then you sharpen the mind as well. So when you get a chance, you know, he can possibly go and stick away. But that's what he's got to get back to. The old Morelos.
When he plays in the edge, he is a top striker. I think John's totally right, where he's barging into players. He's been annoying. A real physical presence up top. So that's what I want to see from him today. As I said, he's certainly, his form's been off, no doubt about it, but it's an opportunity. He's been given the opportunity by Michael Beale today to go and show how good a player he really is.
We'll look at the Celtic lineup and the key players next.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Brand new Toyota showroom in Kennishead Road, Darnley.
Let's go!
There is a buzz about the place here in the Go Radio studio here in the heart of the Gorbals. John, I saw you driving in this morning and there was a bus behind you. I thought, is that the team bus for Rangers or Celtic? It was the Celtic bus going in, and I thought, you can't see anyone. I saw the guy
That's
at the
why
front.
I kept my windows up, Paul.
Yeah, that was big. It was Joe Hart. That was the only one I saw on the way. Barry, we saw you and we got the coffee. There is some buzz. It's such a special occasion, isn't it, the Old Firm?
Yeah, you can't beat it, Paul.
Yeah.
I said last night, I'm lucky enough to play in many of them. So is John. It's a unique game, a unique atmosphere, and especially when you win these games, it's an amazing feeling. When you lose, you just want the next game to come. So yep, it's a special game. Loved it. The atmosphere is going to be absolute electric. With Rangers going there, there's going to be 62,000 Celtic fans. But as a footballer, these are the stadiums and the crowds you want to play in front of.
How's the pitch looking?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I watched Celtic a few weeks back and the pitch looked a bit bare, but today it looks in perfect condition. I'm sure there'll be a bit of grease on top of it, or would have watered it, and that's the type of pitch you want, where it's very quick and you can move the ball really fast. So yep, I'm looking forward to it. The nerves are in full flow. Yep. I'm sweating here. That's just the way it is when there's an Old Firm game. But look, I wouldn't change it.
Well, these are the games you take away with you. You know, for me, it's just these games. Lining up against Barry and Rangers back then had a real good strong side, and so did Celtic.
What was your favourite moment, John? Can you choose
one?
The
goals.
Just now?
I think the goals. You know, I got the winning goal in a couple of the games, and it's a wonderful feeling. Of course, you know,
but nothing like it.
But when you win as a team as well, you know, you trust your team. You look around the dressing room. Barry would have done the same with his dressing room. Some real top players, some real good characters as well. So when you go and win this game, a lot goes into it. A lot goes into the tactics. A lot goes into individual brilliance. Can normally be the difference in these goals, in these games. A Henrik Larsson might pop up with something magic. You know, what's it called? Ronald de Boer might just do something. He might spin on the edge of the box and roll some. It might be a run from midfield, which Barry did once or twice against Celtic. So, but I just think today, Paul, I think Celtic will feed off the energy. They'll feed off the atmosphere at Celtic Park. I think it'll be so noisy. It'll be rapturous. It's an unbelievable occasion, and I think that the home players will feed off that. The best thing Rangers could do today is dampen everything down and score the first goal, and then all of a sudden they might just take the sting out of the crowd a little bit. But just looking at the players, just looking at the way I think Celtic will play.
I'll throw someone at you. What about the captain, Callum McGregor, then? So today he'd normally have Hatate. He doesn't have it at Hatate. He's got Moy and O'Reilly.
Brilliant.
Strong.
McGregor could play with any two there. You know, he will generally sit in front of the back four. If he gets a chance to burst forward, he will. And then Moy, with his intelligence, and O'Reilly will drop back in to cover for him. So Celtic are not leaving themselves too exposed. But McGregor does what... He's brave in out of possession. When he gets on the ball, he tends to use the ball really, really well. Hardly gives it away. Very intelligent passer of the ball. When he gets in and around the opposite 18-yard box, Rangers penalty area, he will let fly with a shot. And then you've got the wonderful pace of Maeda, who Ange loves to play him in these games because he doesn't give the defenders, a minute spare, a second spare. He's down their throat at every opportunity with his energy levels.
And he got that early goal at Ibrox in January.
There you go. And obviously, I think the back four as well has looked a little bit more settled for Celtic. It's not changed a lot. It's Johnson and it's Taylor. It's a regular back four.
And there was a wee worry about Greg Taylor. Barry, is that something, as a Rangers legend, you were hoping that he might miss it?
Well, you're going to get for Greg Taylor. He's very steady. in that left back area. In terms of Callum McGregor, he makes the game look very easy. Callum McGregor, just a really good football player, no doubt about it. And going back to at the start what John was talking about these games, the team I played in, and I'm sure John's the same, used to look round about the dressing room just before you went out into the tunnel, and you felt safe. You wanted these guys in the trenches with you. That's important, that when you're leading a team out, or you're going out with the team, that you trust them. And that's what it was like back in the day, when certainly the teams that I played in, you trusted the guys.
If you won, Barry, if you won one of these games against the two top teams, you earned it. You know, there was never an easy goal. You know, there was no let-offs. There was no letting people run away from you. And listen, it was Amo Russo and Craig Moore. Yeah. You know, the two players.
You had some battles, didn't you, with those two?
Oh, brilliant.
Still got a few scars from it.
Still talk to Craig about it. When we come in, we have a laugh.
That's what it was like.
You can have a laugh and reminisce.
I always respected the Celtic team that John played in, because there was wonderful players, guys that could, if you switched off for a second, they would hurt you. And that would have been the same with the Celtic. I'm sure they would have said the same thing. You can't switch off, or that the Rangers team would hurt you. But listen, it was respect before it and after it, but during it was a war. It was that was it. There was two teams that were going full tilt and trying to get that win.
There's no Rangers fans there today, and that is a pity. We've discussed it all week.
It is a pity.
The people have spoken.
It's actually sad, Paul.
It is.
I keep
it's an
saying
indictment.
that's the best word I could use. It's sad, and you hear ex-players talk about it. You hear current Old Firm players talk about it. Let's get it back to the way it was 4 or 5 years ago.
And the managers as well. I mean, Michael Beale said it. You know, we had 700 the last time. He couldn't say too much because it's the board that made that decision. But Ange Postecoglou said it's now time to end it. Get back to the traditional allocation of the games. And he's absolutely right. They should sort it out for next season.
Get the full allocation in. You know, get the full allocation. Get the numbers in. You know, add to the atmosphere of these games. You know, people all over the world, they're looking at it thinking, what's all this about? You know, no away fans in a derby, no support. And it's the same when Celtic go to Ibrox. Get the full allocation in, and the same when Rangers come to Celtic Park. Because believe me, as an experienced player in these derbies, played over 20 of these games, Barry would have played more. It adds to the occasion.
Sure, yeah.
I never even murmured about having Rangers fans in.
Sure.
But I think it's got to be sorted out, because as Barry said, it just doesn't seem right that there's no away fans at these games.
As your big striking partner would say, come on, you're better than that to the clubs. John, you know, Chris Sutton often says you're better than that. The clubs should be better than that. Anyway, talking's just about over. The teams will be in the tunnel any moment. Quick break. Barry gave us his prediction last night. We'll hear it again in a moment or two, and we'll get John's next.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Book your service, MOT or repair online today at macklinmotors.co.uk.
Let's go!
So the teams this afternoon: Celtic, Hart, Johnson, Carter, Vickers, Starfelt and Taylor, McGregor, Moy, O'Reilly, Jota, Maeda and Kyogo. On the bench, Bain, Haksabanovic and Turnbull, Kobayashi, O and Iwata, Bernabe, Welsh and Vata. Coming to the East End then in this sunshine, it's Rangers, the challengers. Rangers line up with McGregor, Tavernier, Suter is in for Golston, who's injured. Barry's going to tell us more in a moment. Davies and Barisic, Jack, Raskin and Cantwell. Huge day for those two. They're a massive game for both of them. Tillman and Kent, and it's Morella's up top. On the bench, John McLaughlin, Ridvan Yilmaz, Lundstrom, Hadji, Cholak, Kamara, Wright, Fashion Sakala and Arfield. Just to recap, on Goldson, Barry, you've got the up-to-date. What happened yesterday?
Yeah, he suffered the injury at the start of the week. He felt it, and he tried to train again yesterday, last session before obviously today's game, and he still felt it. So you can't take any risks in these games. Listen, he's going to be a massive miss, there's no doubt about it, but it's an opportunity for a player like John Suter to come in and playing one of these games. I think it's his first Old Firm game. What Michael Beale said, he's been training for 2 months now, so he'll be pretty fit, but he'll not be match fit. But listen, big miss. These things happen, and that's why you build a strong squad. So when an important player misses out, another important player comes in.
Teams are now in the tunnel. Celtic were there. We can see Callum McGregor behind Kevin Clancy, Joe Hart. There's James Tavernier. We can see Tillman coming out as well. He scored 2 last weekend. John, what's your scoreline this afternoon? What's going to happen?
Well, I think it's going to take an incredible performance for Rangers to get a result at Celtic Park today. I think this is a team that have lost one game all season. At home, they've looked scintillating. They pass the ball, they get forward, they create chances. And I think I'm very, very confident of a Celtic win. As I said, for that not to happen, Rangers will have to be at it. Top performance from the first minute to the last. I'm not quite sure whether they're capable of that. And I feel Celtic will win. I wouldn't say comfortable, but I feel they'll win the game today.
Would you give a scoreline? What do you think?
I think they'll win 3-1.
3-1, you reckon? And Barry, to recap, you reckon?
Yeah, 2-1. But Rangers need to start strong, and one thing they need to do is match Celtic's energy, because Celtic are going to come flying out the traps, so Rangers need to be ready for that, and they need to get a foothold in the game as quickly as possible.
It's going to be some game. Let's hope we're not talking about VAR.
And I hope Kevin Clancy has a good game.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Good. And gets a grip of the game.
Yeah,
Let him referee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I said that last night, and I'm sure John will agree. Let him referee the game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit feisty the first 5 or 10 minutes. But one thing is, there's 2 good football teams here, and hopefully it's a good football game, and there's no incidents, including relying on VAR.
Of course. You're going to miss nothing here on the Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. It's Paul Cooney with John Hartson and Barry Ferguson, and we've got the screens on, the big screens, not quite as big as you've got at home there, John, but so that's the one that's right up to date. We've got that one a few seconds behind, so that's that can be our VAR screen over there. The I don't know what that one is, Barry. Is that?
So we're watching this.
That's
this
the
is
one. That's you.
Okay.
Yep, just checking here.
You'll need to bring one of your 75 or 8 inches out your house.
Yeah. This is when I turn my back.
Yeah,
on Barry.
you go, John. Exactly. Yeah, we've got there's Ange Postecoglou. He's looking very smart in the shirt and tie.
It gives me a
Michael
chance
Beale. Yeah.
Big one into the back of him.
Yeah,
His back's turned.
into Big Barry, to Big John. Well, you're Big Barry as well, 6 foot. So here we are. Look at the Celtic fans sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" as we have the telly on in the background. Thanks, Chris. I think we're just about ready to get underway, because we feel as though the build up to this has been massive. It's been for so long, but it's now the talking's over. And the first few minutes, Barry, you often say you can't tell exactly.
No, you can.
You can, right?
You
okay.
can tell in the first couple of minutes. It's how you start these games. I'm sure John will agree. We were always aware, certainly when we went to Celtic Park, that Celtic were going to come flying at us. So you have to stand strong and compete and make sure you try and get your foot on the ball and start to dictate. So it'll be interesting to see. There's a few players in the Rangers team. It's their first Old Firm game. Guys like Cantwell, Raskin, Suter.
Wow.
So here we go.
And the game is underway. Rangers playing, just as we look at it, they've kicked off, so they're playing right to left as we look. So they're playing from the traditional Rangers end towards the Celtic end. And John, that's it. Game's underway.
Yeah. Rangers, Morelos running with the ball down the right-hand side, just trying to get in behind Celtic early on. And it's Greg Taylor that puts it out for a Rangers throw in deep inside the Celtic half.
I see Sky are billing it as the race for the title, and that would be fair. If anything other than a Rangers win today means it's Celtic's title,
I think everybody would agree with that, Paul. It almost becomes 13 points with 7 games to go. You cannot see a comeback from there. If Rangers win today, it's down to 6. There's a little bit of pressure, but no, I think everybody understands that if Celtic go and win today, it's their title.
Minute gone. There's the multi-ball system not working for a moment. There's 2 on the pitch. Lee Johnson's maybe around. He booted one on, or one of his team did the other week, didn't they? There's Glenn Kamara in the background. Barry, he played in the game in January, but we've not mentioned him at all. He's on the bench there. So for Rangers, as you mentioned, players making their debut up against a Celtic team which is pretty settled, although it's without Hatate. You're watching, Barry, obviously, for the midfield. It's still nothing to report so far after a minute 20.
Yeah, listen, I'm a big believer, Paul, that games are won and lost in the middle of the pitch. Look, Hatate's a big miss for Celtic, no doubt, but O'Reilly's got the experience of these games, and Moy, for me, over the last couple of months, has been one of Celtic's best players, and obviously Callum McGregor kind of controls that middle of the pitch. So it's a big day for Tillman, Ryan Jack and Raskin.
Starfelt is turned there, he plays the ball back, but it's a poor one, and then Moy loses out to Ryan Kent. Kent bursts into the box, left hand side. Ryan Kent looks up, looking for support. Who is with him? It's Raskin, Nicola Raskin. His first touch in the Old Firm derby, plays it in to the hands of Joe Hart, but a wee bit of Starfelt got caught out a few moments ago, put the back four under pressure. But it's Maeda now coming forward, Celtic's first foray forward after 2 minutes and 6 seconds. John, 0-0.
Well, yeah, Aaron Moy uncharacteristically gave the ball away. Kent was really sharp, he got onto it, he played it into Raskin, played the ball across the goalkeeper, but no Rangers player making the run for him. But decent start for Rangers, started on the front foot.
Barry, that's what the manager was looking for.
Yeah, that's
the
what
Rangers
you wanted. They're certainly putting them under pressure. They're not sitting deep. They're pressurising Celtic. They're leaving the two centre backs on the ball, which generally you do, but as soon as it comes into the middle of the pitch, Rangers are pressing really hard.
This looks like summer football here. There's no excuse. 2 minutes 40 seconds gone, and here's Maeda with his speed, with his pace at the far side, but he's tackled well, and it goes out for a throw into Celtic. Todd Cantwell there, good closing down.
Yeah, there's a bit of aggression from Rangers, which I like to see, and you need to have in these games. You can't allow Celtic to dictate the play, and that's certainly what Rangers are doing at this moment in time.
Aaron Moy gets a touch there, John. He'll be desperate for that after, as you said, uncharacteristic. He's not played much, he's been injured, but he's back. But there's a poor ball back there, and Joe Hart's 30 yards out of his goal. Carl Starfelt looks to play it back to him, but he's not there.
Yeah, good pressure
for Rangers.
Good pressure by Morelos there, sort of forcing Starfelt to play it out to play, to kick it out to play. Sorry, Rangers get the ball now in Celtic's half. You know what Rangers want to do is try and get a little bit of spell, with the ball. Can they get their passing game going?
They're giving Celtic something to think about there, aren't they? The ball's out of play, it's going to be a throw-in.
Yeah, and also when Rangers get throw-ins, take the sting out of the game. Celtic don't like that. They like to play quickly all the time.
So take your time.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, that's a bad mistake from Carter Vickers there. To be fair to Starfelt, he covers pretty well. But again, Morelos is there trying to pressurise. So a good start. Good 4 minute start from Rangers.
Uncharacteristic is the word, isn't it? You don't often see a mistake from Moy, and certainly not from Carter
that's
Vickers.
just, listen, Moy's played in big games. He's an international, but listen, these games can make anybody nervy, make anybody make a slight mishap with their passing. But it's certainly Rangers who've started the better of the both teams. Celtic spent a lot of time in their own half. Rangers turn in Celtic every time they get the ball. Kent as well looking dangerous. Tillman now closing Joe Hart down. Kent follows in. Good play from Johnson, plays it through the both of them into McGregor.
That was clever there by Johnson, because Rangers with Kent really closing down Celtic. Here comes Celtic down the right, playing left to right. Celtic is Jota, steps over, holds the ball. He's got Barisic with him, plays it back 25 yards, but it doesn't go to Callum McGregor, and it's intercepted by Ryan Kent. So Celtic looking more nervous. I know it's maybe not what people expected, but here comes Alistair Johnson, plays it into the box, great chance. Kyogo scores for Celtic. 5 minutes, but it's offside. Yep.
He's offside. Good defending from Rangers actually to hold their line, and Kyogo just drifts offside.
Barry, it was well spotted there, wasn't it? Celtic out of nothing. Alistair Johnson was a good ball
he's
through.
Offside. Good line by the Rangers back four, but you've got to be aware of that. Kyogo plays in the blind side quite a bit, so Rangers need to be aware of Kyogo's runs. But
Brilliant
definitely
pass.
a yard offside.
Brilliant pass from Alistair Johnson. Rangers do really well. They hold their line. They don't drop back, sort of blind, if you like. And Kyogo just runs a couple of yards offside, but it's a brilliant finish. Brings it down on his chest, turns and hits it on the half volley. Beats Alan McGregor, but the flag went straight up. Correct decision as well. He's 2 or 3 yards offside, but very, very good defending from Barisic and Davis.
Yeah. Because that's not what the Celtic fans would have expected, John, in the first 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes on the dot. Rangers started better, but you saw the speed there of Kyogo. Yeah, he was just offside. As
Absolutely.
Rangers come forward again. 0-0, 6 minutes on the clock in the sunshine in Glasgow. They've played, this is what, the 4th time this season? They're going to play 6 times. Still another 2 after today, but a lot to play for here. And Celtic, Moy plays it back, just gets it to Starfelt. He's under pressure. Rangers are giving them nothing. They're closing them down immediately, but here comes Celtic forward, but it's a poor ball picked up by Tillman. We're watching it here on the excellent Sky, the coverage, but it falls for Greg Taylor. Taylor slips it through, trying to get to Maeda, but it's cleared. Barry's quite intense, both sides.
Good goal from the referee,
Yeah.
Barry, letting things go.
Yep.
You know, there's a couple of early tackles. Maybe you're thinking, oh, that's a foul for Rangers, that's a foul. But you know what? He's letting the play go, which is a good thing for me.
Rangers' game plan is to go and pressurise. I think that's the best way to play against Celtic. Sometimes they're going to get out. There's no doubt about it, but you can see Rangers are been really aggressive in the press.
And you can see the jeopardy is with the speed of Celtic on the counter-attack, but Rangers are first to many of the balls, and Celtic
You've got to be aware of that, but that's up to the back line to hold a good line, which they've done with the offside goal. But you've got to be aware of the pace that Celtic possess.
Let that go. Arguably,
John?
again, they're possibly a foul. But that could be a book in that.
It's a tackle there. It's on Morelos. Ryan Jack is shouting for the referee to take action.
I think it's
Carter
Carter
Vickers?
has gone through Morelos there, but I think the referee
He'll say, hey.
early in the game, he's got a yellow. He actually looked like, just looking at it there, he's caught Morelos. He's brought him down right on the halfway line, and his Carter Vickers gone in the book very early.
Which is a blow because he's involved
he needs
in everything.
to be careful now
Yeah.
because the last thing that Celtic or Rangers want is to go down to 10 men.
I thought Barry was going to say, hey, next time you're in the book, but
Yeah, well, he's. That's what 8 minutes.
yep.
Carter Vickers is booked now. Morelos for me, go and play Carter Vickers.
Yep. And he will, won't he? That's maybe what the manager saw when he decided to play him rather than Sakala or Cholak. Celtic now coming out of defence, but
I said
Kent
it,
is
Paul.
on. Yeah.
The thing that Rangers are showing is energy, and this is what you need to possess when you play against Celtic. You need to match that, and up until now, Rangers are certainly doing that.
Yeah, you've said it all week. You've been saying it for weeks.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think. Listen, Celtic have got good quality, no doubt about it. But one thing about them is they've got a lot of legs in the team. The movement's excellent. They're very sharp and they're very energetic.
Starfelt turns. Rangers, as it can't well on him immediately, plays it back to the keeper, comes back to him, back to O'Reilly. Celtic knocking it around the back four as they do. John,
I think what Rangers have done well, they're condensing the space. Normally Celtic go into areas of space where they're available to get the ball. Rangers are condensing that space and they're closing down with aggression and pace. And Celtic at this moment in time, after 9 minutes, other than the Kyogo goal, they're playing in their half. They can't get out because the options are not there to play simple balls. And Callum McGregor's struggling to get on the ball.
Yep.
He's offering himself, but the Rangers players are on top of him when they're ready to pass the ball to him.
So they're denying people like Callum McGregor space
and time. Yeah.
Long ball there for Jota.
That's what
goes
you've
out
got
of
to
play.
do. You've got to force Celtic into playing long balls because when it goes through Callum McGregor, you don't want that to happen. And you can see that Tillman is playing virtually up with Morelos to make sure that the ball doesn't get into Callum McGregor's feet.
So at the moment, with 10 minutes gone, Barry Ferguson looking optimistic, feels Rangers are following the game plan that the manager called for and Barry's been talking about all week. And John is just saying that Celtic are being denied a lot of space here in the ball.
They've just not got their passing game going. Celtic normally are brilliant at creating space and passing it with a bit of purpose. Rangers, in all fairness, have closed down very well.
As they do now. Celtic come forward. Maeda, good ball from Taylor to Maeda, tries to cross it, but he doesn't manage to get it past the Rangers defender. It's going to be Tavernier there. It's going to be a throw in to Celtic.
You see that when the ball went to Maeda, Tavernier's touch tight. That's what he's got to be today. And same with Barisic and on the side with Jota. Got to be touch tight. You can't allow these guys 2 and 3 yards of space because if you do that, they'll hurt you.
Rangers are 0-0 at the moment with Celtic, with the defending champions, and this is, what are they calling it? Flag Day, or not Flag Day, but it's Final Judgment Day. It's the derby.
Well, Celtic will keep probing, Paul. It's only 10 minutes gone and Rangers have had a good start, but the key is, can Rangers keep up this pressure, this intensity of closing down, for long periods in the game? Because Celtic will keep coming. They're relentless. They might give the ball away once or twice in the first 10 or 11 minutes, but they will get through. They're relentless. This is why they're so good to watch.
Go Radio Football Show, Paul Cooney, John Hartson, Barry Ferguson with Macklin Motors. Celtic had the ball in the net in 5 minutes, but Kyogo was offside. There was no VAR needed. I'd guess they'd check it, but he was offside. As Celtic now try to come forward in the sunshine, 11 and a half minutes gone. Aaron Moy, but he takes too long on the ball, and he's dispossessed by Malik Tillman. Tillman does well. He's got the legs. He gets past two. Well, gets past one Celtic player. Can he get past Johnson? Alistair Johnson in his own box. Plays the ball for a throw-in.
Excellent defending from Johnson. Very, very sloppy from Moy.
He's not match fit.
That's 2 or 3 times he's give the ball away needlessly when no one's anywhere near him. But Moy just needs to sharpen his game up. Normally he doesn't give the ball away, but he doesn't quite look sharp at this moment in time.
You can see he's been out for some time, and John, you did say before, and you thought Iwata might play, but we'll talk about that later. 0-0 in Glasgow, 12 minutes gone, and I think it's a good game, John, you'd say. I mean, just for a neutral.
It's good. Rangers are working hard. They're condensing the space. Celtic, really, other than the Kyogo goal that was offside, they just can't get the ball forward right now.
Matt O'Reilly gets the ball from Callum McGregor. He plays it out to the left. Tavernier is there on Maeda. Maeda gets to the edge of the box, leaves it Callum McGregor. McGregor shoots, and the other McGregor, Alan McGregor, collects Barry at the
an easy enough
attempt.
save for Alan McGregor. Callum McGregor, good bit of play from Maeda. Comes inside, Callum McGregor, a shot on goal, but that's easy for Alan McGregor. The only thing is for Rangers, the amount of energy that they're using, and I think come the 60-minute mark, that's where your bench becomes important as well.
And sometimes when you're on top and when you close in, you're feeling good about your work rate and you're closing Celtic down, that's when maybe you need to take the lead in the game.
Moy again has tried to play the ball through. It goes to a Rangers player. As Rangers come forward, Morella's back deep, plays it to Cantwell. Cantwell looks up. He's got James Tavernier, the captain, out on the right. Cantwell, Tavernier, that's a poor ball though, and it's just chipped away by Aaron Moy. But again, it goes to a Rangers player. Aaron Moy is off it at the moment, and that's unusual, but he's been out for so long.
But that's down to Rangers pressing as well.
Absolutely.
I know he's been caught on it a number of times and he's gave the ball away, but you've got to give credit to the pressure that Rangers are putting him under.
Good point. That's Barry Ferguson, of course, with John Hartson. As we come to the 14-minute mark, we're watching it on Sky here on the Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors and Carter Vickers, who was booked after 8 minutes. Plays it back to the keeper. He plays it up towards the halfway line. Ben Davies is there. Remember, if you're just tuning in, there's no Connor Goldson. He's got a hip injury, and towards the end of training yesterday, it flared up and he's out. So John Sutter is in.
He's a big loss, Goldson. There's no doubt about that. But Rangers they've carried out the game plan in the first quarter of the game, quarter of an hour on the clock. Celtic are a little bit, you always expect Celtic when they get the ball to create. Although Joe Hart's not been tested at all, Rangers look very comfortable at this moment at Celtic Park. But obviously it's very, very early in the game.
Here comes Maeda, flies away down the left, but he puts too much on it, and John Sutter clears well for Rangers. It falls. Morelos does well, leaves it for Kent. He's got Tillman on his left. Kent goes down. It's Tillman into the box. Alistair Johnson goes with him, but he puts too much on it.
Yeah, very good, because Tillman already, 2 or 3 touches that he has, he looks quality. He can glide past players. But that was really good defending there for Alistair Johnson.
Ryan Kent's up for it, isn't he? Barry, you impressed by Kent?
I think the Rangers team are certainly up for it. But again, it's only 15 minutes. There's still another 75 minutes to go. But Rangers have certainly started the way that Michael Beale would have wanted. And what I like as well, when they're getting the ball, they're keeping possession, not forcing things, which is good.
Celtic coming forward, 15 and a half minutes gone, 0-0 in the East End. There's Todd Cantwell from Carrow Road to Celtic Park. He started well, John, hasn't he? The former Norwich player, decent.
Yeah, he has. He's got 1 or 2 tackles in. He's, he's working very hard. He's all over the pitch. But again, as we said, prior to the game starting, it's going to take a monumental performance for Rangers to go and win here today with the form and everything else that Celtic are doing this season. But Rangers have started really well.
Yeah. And Celtic not got going yet. Would that be fair, John?
Not really got going, no. Yeah. I think they've been a little bit sloppy with their passing, in particular Moy once or twice. But I think Ange will be having a look at this thinking, well, he might even make a change before half-time if it continues this way, because Celtic are just not getting their passing game going right now.
Jota hasn't had any ball really, has
Not
he?
got
We
the
just
ball
haven't
out to
seen
him. Yeah, need to keep giving Jota the ball.
Yeah, just if you're tuning in, you're saying, you're talking up Rangers there, but it's Rangers who've started better, although Celtic had a chance there. So the shot on target was saved from Callum McGregor by Alan McGregor, and Celtic did have the ball in the back of the net in 5 minutes, but Kyogo just offside. 0-0. Draw breath for a moment.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want Celtic doing, just their two centre backs on the ball. I wouldn't be concerned about this. It's just when it goes into these areas, like, there you go, Raskin pressing Moy to force him back the way. This is exactly, again, this is what you don't want.
No, it's good ball there, isn't it, from Alistair Johnson on the right into Callum McGregor. He goes 10, 20, 30 yards, plays it right to Jota gets past Barisic, tries the shot, palmed away by the goalkeeper. Has that come off the hand of Matt O'Reilly? And Cantwell clears for Rangers. He's tackled, goes down. But you see how Celtic, John, can suddenly go from defence to attack.
Yeah, they get it wide. Callum McGregor is allowed to break from the middle of the pitch area, plays it wide to Jota, and Jota gets across, hits it, and Alan McGregor has too much power. Alan McGregor just sort of palms it away, and then it comes to O'Reilly, and the Rangers players think it's handball there. Ref didn't give handball, but they got onto the ref to complain.
Decent shot from Jota, Barry.
Yeah, but a good height for Alan McGregor. Another save I would expect him to make, Paul. No doubt about it. But that's the area where Rangers have been really good the first 16, 17 minutes, not allowing Callum McGregor on the ball. He just broke that 20, 30 yards and played a ball to Jota. He's cut inside, but a save I would expect Alan McGregor to make.
Second derby of the weekend last night, Partick Thistle. They won the other Glasgow derby 4-0 against top of the table Queen's Park. Back here, top of the table, Celtic are 0-0 with Rangers. As Rangers come forward, 0-0 after 18 minutes. Raskin out to Tavernier. Tavernier plays it back to Jack. Jack to Tavernier. Cantwell's involved again. It's going to be a throw-in for Rangers. Bit of pressure, bit of danger here.
Good play down the right, Cantwell and Tavernier. It's a Rangers throw-in. And Celtic's defensive third, Tavernier with the ball.
Yep, the far side, the north side.
They're keeping the ball well, Rangers. When they do get possession, it's all about making sure they keep possession, and they're doing that better than what they've done in previous games.
Tavernier.
Rangers corner.
Yep, corner for Rangers. 19 minutes. Matt O'Reilly plays it.
This is where they miss Goldson.
The height.
Goldson's their main man from set pieces. We'll go and attack the ball for any type of decent delivery that could come in from Rangers from set pieces. Goldson's going to throw his head on it.
There's the Go Radio advert round the ground, just as the
this needs to be a good delivery from Barisic. This is one of his fortes, his delivery.
Borna Barisic then left-footed high into the box, and it's an
goal.
own goal. What happened there? Alistair Johnson. But what's happened, Barry? Is the referee saying a push?
Need to see it again.
We'd have to see it. Yep. But no goal.
Looking at VAR.
Yep, looking at VAR. Morella's involved. He's got his hands up saying, wasn't me, here we go. Let's see it again. So Morella's and Alistair Johnson in a tussle. They're both there.
A slight push in the back.
Yep. Morella's actually, did he get the last touch?
Yep.
Let's see it again. Morella's and a push there.
Well, Morelos seems to push Johnson in the back. It's what normally happens inside the box. But Morelos is going to need a little bit of luck to get away with this goal.
I think that's soft.
It's a foul, but it goes on. And I think Johnson's push, but he seems to go down very easy, almost like to buy it off the referee, if you know what I mean. But there is a slight shove just there, and all of a sudden Morelos. But it's one of those where it could have gone in Morelos' favour. That.
So Barry,
this is what happens inside.
Yeah,
the box when there's a free kick or a corner kick. I think it's soft.
They'll argue about that long into the night, but just seeing it again there, Johnson.
Both of them They both at it.
Yep. And was it Morella's got the last touch, so it would have been his goal.
It's one of those. It's clever from Johnson because he buys it. He pushed and he goes over and he makes it look like a worse foul than actually what it was.
Your old team, though, John, are playing a jeopardy game here because Rangers are looking sharper.
Well, we almost saw it coming. Rangers have been the better team in this opening 20 minutes. Yeah. Ange talks about playing their football. Celtic haven't played any football up to now. Yep. Rangers are stifling Celtic the way they play.
Too early to say when, but you were saying
I'm seeing it again in a replay.
Yeah, Barry, you reckon?
That's a goal.
Reckon that should have been a
Yeah.
Morelos goal. They were pushing each other. There did seem to be.
But both of them are at it.
Yeah.
That's what happens inside. It's a contact sport.
It's not anymore, is it?
I think Johnson's got away with that.
Think so?
Celtic have
Do
got
you,
off
John?
I
Yeah.
think he's got off lightly, yeah.
Right. Okay.
I think Johnson's gone over it really, really soft. And there is a push. There's a slight push. But it happens. It happens in the penalty box.
Celtic looked in disarray there, though, didn't they? From the corner kick from Borna.
Celtic have really not got going.
No.
Not got going yet.
What change would he make, John? I know it's early, but you did say a few minutes ago he might. I mean, on the bench, Haksabanovic, Turnbull, Kobayashi, Iwata, maybe? Bernabe, Welsh, Fata. I wouldn't expect any of them to be coming on. But here comes Celtic. 0-0, 22 minutes gone. Morelos had the ball in the back of the net, but it didn't count. The ref thought a push on Alistair Johnson earlier. Kyogo, the ball in the back of the net, but it was offside.
I'm loving Rangers' aggression. Yeah, really aggressive when the ball goes to a Celtic player. They're up against them, they're forcing them back, they're forcing them into mistakes. This is exactly the game plan that you need when you play against a very good football team.
It's everything you didn't get from Rangers last time here at Celtic.
Yep. And clearly they've learnt their lessons, but again, it's only 22 minutes, Paul. There's still a fair bit of the game to go, but up until now, Rangers are looking good. Morelos, look, sprinting to close people down. I like it.
Midway through the first half, as Barry Ferguson said, it's 0-0. We're with John Hartson here on the Go Radio Football Show as
he's
Maeda
very
tries to
slack.
play it through, but it's a poor ball. The word we've used about 4 times is uncharacteristic. This just doesn't look like the Celtic, the Ange Postecoglou.
The Celtic just can't get a foothold in the game. Rangers their pressing is very, very good. It's almost like again, that's about 4 or 5 times that Celtic have just under no pressure have given the ball away. It's Maeda this time.
How does this happen, John? So I know at the
you've got to
beginning
be sharper, because sometimes when somebody is sloppy and you're giving the ball away, it sends out the wrong messages. Do you know?
Look at Callum McGregor up close. Now he'll be shouting instructions now, surely, saying, calm down, take your time. They want to play with a high intensity, but with a purpose.
Paul, see when you give good players space and time, they hurt you. When you get up against them and pressurise them, then they'll make mistakes, and that's what Rangers are doing.
Alistair Johnson coming forward, but again, he plays it directly to a blue shirt rather than to somebody.
Again, Alistair
Celtic.
Johnson that time. Giving the ball away.
His debut was against in this fixture, wasn't it, earlier in the season, in January the 2nd. The game that finished 2-2 at Ibrox. And that was his first game, and he was a standout, and he has been for Celtic.
Well, you have to credit Rangers here as well.
Yeah.
You know, they've come out. They know that they cannot let Celtic just pass the ball at will because they'll destroy you. So what they've done is they've all gone. They're going in numbers. They're hunting in packs with aggression, and they're just not letting Celtic play.
And they've got the possession 60-40 roughly, so 59.
See Maeda there attacking Tavernier. Cantwell's doubling up. That's what they're doing. The guys in the side, same way with Kent, and on the side with Barisic, are doubling up, making sure that Celtic don't get any space in the wide areas. As I said, listen, games are won and lost in the middle of the pitch, but in previous games, the wide areas have caused Rangers problems.
In one word, you enjoying the game so far, Barry?
Yeah, good start.
Okay, John, are you enjoying the game so far?
I'm enjoying the fact that Rangers are playing very well. Celtic have got away with one. I think it could have been a goal for Morelos, but we also know, obviously myself and Barry, that Celtic will step it up and they will have periods in the game where they have to be better.
It's not one
credit
word.
to Rangers. First 25 minutes, it's been all Rangers, to be fair.
Just seeing a rerun there of a tussle, Moy along with Raskin. Riley tried to get on the back of that one. Ball's gone out of play. In fact, it's going to be goal kick to Rangers. No scoring in the derby. The biggest and the best in the world, which many people believe, certainly Barry Ferguson does. And John, I don't think you'd argue with it, as Jota. We haven't seen much of him for Celtic. Plays the ball
Look
back.
at that, Barry.
Yeah.
10 outfield Rangers players behind the ball in their own half.
Yep, you hear it from John.
Making it difficult for Celtic.
Here comes Starfelt. He's midway through the Rangers half. Plays it out to the left to Greg Taylor. Taylor into the box. Riley crosses in. Chance, great chance must be. Goal for Celtic. Kyogo, 26 minutes.
All he
Fashion
needs is
down
a
the
chance.
left.
All
Played
he
in.
needs is a
The
chance.
Japanese striker, goal number 27. Celtic go 1 up in the derby. John Hartson.
It's really good play from Celtic, who haven't hardly been in the game up to now. Rangers have done really well in terms of their pressing, but Celtic hit back like they do. Kyogo He needs one chance. We're just waiting on the replay. It's good play down the left-hand side, but Kyogo it is that takes a touch in the box. It's Starfelt initially into Taylor. He drives the ball in. Matt O'Reilly cuts it out. The marking's poor in the Rangers penalty box, and Kyogo takes a touch with his left foot. He spins, and his shot is too powerful for Alan McGregor to save it. It's really good play from Matt O'Reilly. Cuts it back. Kyogo finds space in the box. And again, it's a brilliant finish.
I'm just watching the replay back there. Matt O'Reilly runs off Ryan Jack there. Takes a great touch, to be fair. Cuts it back to Kyogo and on the spin. It's a very good finish. But that's just, as I said, Paul, you can't switch off. If you watch it here, Matt O'Reilly just moves off Ryan Jack. To be fair to him, it's a good cutback. Kyogo's movement, he's always got good movement in there. But that'll be a goal that Rangers will be disappointed to lose.
And it's against the run of play. Rangers had 59% of the possession, but it is goals that count. The goal came the first of the afternoon in 25 minutes and 50 seconds. So 26 minute Celtic, the defending champions, 9 points clear. It would be 12 if this was the final scoreline, but there's more goals in this game, surely. John Hartson, Paul Cooney and Barry Ferguson, the Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. John, it was against the run of play?
Yeah, it was, and Kyogo's not been in the game.
No.
But this is what he does. You know, he's always sharp, he's always alert. Any balls that come into the box, and he's come off the defender, giving himself that 2 yards of space, and he's took it with his left foot, he's spun, and it's a nice little neat finish into Alan McGregor's. Alan McGregor got a hand to it, but there's too much power behind the shot. And this is what good strikers do. They hurt you.
And what about the work of Matt O'Reilly, which Barry mentioned, wasn't it?
Great cutback. As you said, he did really well to get away from Ryan Jack, and he picks out Kyogo. Great finish.
So can Rangers come back before half time? Still 17 minutes to go. Celtic are 1 up. Raskin played it out to the left. It's played back out to the right now to James Tavernier, the Rangers captain. Big moment for him. Can he get Rangers level before the interval? Ryan Kent, who started so well for Rangers, plays it outright to Tavernier. Tavernier to Tillman. Tillman, a good shot, but it was wide, well wide. But that's a good move, Barry, by Rangers.
Yeah, they've worked it well again, keeping possession. Here Ryan Kent does well. Tavernier plays a nice ball inside. He just drags it a bit there, Tillman. But listen, Rangers just need to continue what they're doing. They can't get flustered with obviously going a goal down, which is disappointing. As I said, I've watched the goal now 2 or 3 times. I think Ryan Jack just allows Matt O'Reilly to run off his shoulder, which he'll be disappointed with. But Rangers just need to continue pressing what they're doing just now. Ryan Kent here, Alistair Johnson,
giving nothing away. It's going to be
other than the disallowed goal from Morelos. That was Tillman there, 28 minutes. That was Rangers' first shot.
Yeah.
If you like, and he just sort of pulled it past Joe Hart's goal. So for all Rangers is good play, the closing down, the hard work, stifling Celtic. They've also got off for a threat themselves, but they'll feel very aggrieved, Paul, with the disallowed goal, because I personally thought Morelos deserved that goal, because I thought Alistair Johnson goes down very, very easy.
Matt O'Reilly does well for Celtic. They're trying to clear, actually. They're back at their own goal line. The ball's gone out of play. It's going to be for Celtic. Matt O'Reilly, though, John, is a revelation. I mean, this time last year he was a certain starter for Celtic. Not this year, but he's playing today, and he's been significant as the Celtic come forward. Long ball for Jota. Jota, can he get to it? He does get to it. Plays it into the box. Jeopardy there for Rangers, but they were lucky. It came off Davies there. Barry, that could have been quite a moment. John Tuta did well.
Yeah, it's a good long ball. Jota gets in behind Barisic, plays a good ball across. Rangers get a bit lucky, thankfully. Alan McGregor picks it up, but you've got to be aware of the movement of the front three. Celtic, they've got genuine pace. Slack to Cantwell.
It is to Jota, 25 yards out, shoots. What a save by Alan McGregor. Rangers under pressure now. Suddenly it's changed in a couple of minutes. Celtic trying to make it goal number 2. Terrific effort will come to Barry and John in a second or two. It's swept out to the left to Greg Taylor. Celtic 31 minutes gone. Forward to Maeda, edge of the box. Tavernier is with him. So too is Ryan Jack with Taylor. Taylor's forced back by the Rangers player. It falls for Carter Vickers.
Stay strong at this moment in time. Obviously the goals giving Celtic a bit of confidence.
Push there on Kyogo.
It's Jota with one of those, you just see he's about 30 yards out, and he just hits one of those dipping shots with power. Again, Alan McGregor couldn't quite didn't manage to hold it and he palms it away. But another strike from Jota, space in the middle of the park.
Celtic have so many options when they're on it, haven't they? The goals can come from, well, so many positions. Score Radio Football Show, 31 and a half minutes gone. Matt O'Reilly it's like a summer's day, isn't it, Barry? It's probably brilliant day for a game of football. How many yards was that? 35 yards out. O'Reilly plays it forward, looking for the head of Carl Starfelt. Goes out of play. It's going to be a throw in for Celtic. They're going to take it quickly, not quickly enough, but for their liking. It's Alistair Johnson, Canadian international, to Aaron Moy. Moy back to Johnson, but it's a poor one. What about Moy? Is he?
He's off it.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Since the goal, though, Celtic have turned the screw a little bit.
Yep.
You know, they look a bit more comfortable in possession.
Can you do something about Moy? He's a great player, no question. But if he's
been
off it
today, he's given the ball away 4 or 5 times in the first half. Sort of unlike Aaron Moy, because he's normally very precise, very good with his passing. But listen, Ange would have seen this anyway, and maybe he's just not quite as sharp as what he normally is. Hence, he's been out for a couple of weeks.
Of course, I think that is the telling factor. Moy there, good tackle. Just as we speak about him, it's going to be a throw-in for Rangers. 33 minutes gone. Full card this afternoon from 3 in the Cinch Premiership. But at moments like this, when it's an Old Firm derby, the Glasgow derby, all eyes and ears are on this, and it's been beamed around the world. People watching in all different continents, and at the moment, Rangers have had more of the possession. Celtic, the goal that counts. Kyogo was offside earlier on. Rangers also, Morella's got a goal which the referee thought it was a foul, a push on Alistair Johnson. It could have gone either way. Barry felt it was for Rangers, and actually John Hartson, when you looked at it again,
did the goal go to VAR?
Did it go to VAR?
Yeah, I think it did. I
Yes.
just think it's really soft.
Yeah,
I do. I'm not just saying it because it was a Rangers goal. I think I've seen a few goals
I'm
like
with
that
Barry.
this season.
I thought he was soft as well.
Sure.
I think that happens in the box. And Alistair Johnson, I think, is very clever because he buys it. He goes down very easily, and it looks as if it's a bigger push. And the referee has obviously gone with Alistair Johnson going over from the push.
Nick Walsh is on VAR. He refereed the cup final. John Beaton is the 4th official, and he refereed the game at Ibrox in January the 2nd, and it's Kevin Clancy here this afternoon. It's going to be a free kick taken quickly for Celtic just inside the Rangers half, but it's a poor one again from Aaron Moy. John, you've got to get the hook out surely for Aaron Moy, but here comes Moy. He'll probably score from 40 yards. It's Moy forward to Kyogo, good play. Lovely reverse pass, just too much on it, and it goes all the way to Alan McGregor.
Well, he's got Iwata, he's got Turnbull, and as we said, there will be changes. It's a hot day there today, and a lot of energy levels from both sides. So I would imagine, maybe not a half time, but it'd be interesting to see what Ange thinks of Moy's performance, because he has been off it today. But listen, Celtic are 1-0 up, and they will look to extend that lead when they get a chance.
Rangers' point of view, Barry, the manager, apart from the scoreline, will be happy the way Rangers have been playing.
Yeah, but it's all about goals. I think when he looks back now after the game, he'll be disappointed with losing that goal. Listen, it's a good run for O'Reilly and a really good cutback and a good finish by Kyogo, but you can't let runners run off your shoulder. You've got to be switched on in these games every single second. So look, Rangers have been aggressive. They've played well. They've been a better team, but listen, the scoreline still says Celtic 1, Rangers nothing.
We're on the Go Radio Football Show. We'll be back, of course, on Monday. Wonder what we'll be talking about, what the result will be here today as Rangers come forward. Long ball down the left. It's played to Carter Vickers, and he plays it back to Joe Hart. Put him under pressure, put a little bit too much on it, John, and it's actually going to be a throw in for Rangers.
Well, he was confident in obviously getting the ball back to Joe Hart, and that's the way the Celtic players have been coached. They don't just smash it up the field. They don't just smash it out for the throw in. They take a few risks, and that was the risk. And Joe Hart just got there before Carter Vickers gave a corner away.
Throw in for Rangers, goes back out again. Another throw in is going to be taken by Borna Barisic. How's he doing for you today, Barry?
Yeah, better. He's getting closer to Jota. Same with Tavernier and the other side with Maeda. That's important, because if you think back in previous games, they've gave the wide players far too much space.
Rangers coming forward, but it comes off Alistair Johnson. It's going to be another throw in. Quickly taken, although it's thrown quickly by the ball boy, but Borna Barisic just looks for options. Not much showing, but Cantwell is.
The worry for me, Paul, from a Rangers point of view, unless they can get back in the game before half time, you know that Celtic have not been at their best, although they scored a very good goal by Kyogo. You know, they will be, they can sort of look at it from half time's point of view and say to themselves, we haven't particularly played well, and I feel they can only get better in the second half. So unless Rangers get back in it as quickly as they possibly can, Celtic will create more opportunities.
But all Rangers have been really good. They've only had one attempt on. Take away the disallowed goal, it's only been Tillman's shot which he dragged wide. I think Celtic have had 4 or 5 shots on goal.
They have indeed, yeah. We just see in the stand there, you see Anthony Ralston, you see Leila Bada, and of course Rio Hatate. Celtic missing him, John?
Yeah, they are missing this guy going forward, and he's the one who drives them on, isn't he? But not only that, he's a very good footballer as well, and he's got goals in him. So clearly, you would miss a player of that ilk.
Nice piece of play there by Nicola Raskin. That's a poor clearance there by Joe Hart, causing jeopardy for Celtic out of nothing, and Rangers capitalise. Although a Celtic player's gone down, Alistair Johnson takes the sting out of it. John, there's a weakness there at the back with Celtic at times. The way
they take risks,
they do.
They take risks, and this is how they've been coached. That they trust each other and they play it along the back four. You've seen them getting caught once or twice, but that's the way they like to play. That's the way Ange wants them to play. Not hoof it up the pitch,
Wee moment here to see Barry. It's Callum McGregor trying to get the ball. Raskin won't give it, and the two of them a bit of pushing, shoving, not too much in it, but you quite like a bit of needle. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Handbags.
Yeah.
McGregor's gone in the book.
Has he been booked?
I think Raskin should be booked as well. Then,
yeah,
if
he's
that's
got
the
to
case.
book both of them. Come on, you just said it's a I mean, I know it's not a contact sport at this point. Come on, it's a bit of. Do the referees not realise the pressure the players are under here? The world's watching. Go Radio Football Show audience. And they're live on the telly.
Yeah,
Come on.
They've both been booked, Raskin and McGregor, yeah.
That was kind of needless, wasn't it?
I don't think there's anything in it. I think Kevin Clancy should just pull the two of them, have a chat with them and let them go on with it.
Yeah. So that's 39 minutes gone. That's 3 bookings so far. CCV for Celtic, now Callum McGregor, and also Nicola Raskin. How's Raskin doing for you, Barry, so far? As Tillman comes forward for Rangers. Rangers a goal down. Plays it out wide to Ryan Kent. He's been shadowed there by Alistair Johnson. Johnson's gone down.
Good defended.
Yep.
Ryan Kent, he doesn't dive in. Ryan Kent gets on the ball. Alistair Johnson gets to him.
He's a good athlete, Alistair Johnson.
Yeah, he is. He showed a bit of pace there, didn't he, as well?
So was he quite clever there? He did well.
Yeah, good defending. Okay. Just gets there, doesn't dive in. And in the end, it's Ryan Kent can't get past him, and he pulls him back, and it's a foul, which it gets Celtic up the pitch now. Joe Hart
in all yellow, of course. Yep. Celtic, of course, in the hoops. Rangers in the blue. That's all they ever playing for these games, isn't it? The big two, and people watching this all over. Go Radio Football Show. 40 minutes gone, and it's 1-0 to Celtic. At the moment, Kyogo, 27 goals in all competitions this season. Hasn't scored for a couple of weeks, but it's a crucial one. And that's his second goal in the Old Firm derby. He got his first earlier in the season. It's going to be a throw in to Celtic. 5 minutes remaining plus stoppage. There hasn't been much stoppage. The ball forward to Aaron Moy. He can't collect, but maybe Matt O'Reilly can. But no, he loses out. Rangers with Raskin. Raskin with those unusual socks, Barry. They always look a bit lower. Nobody will care from a Rangers point of view if he does well. Tillman's gone down, but it's Callum McGregor. McGregor to Greg Taylor. Tillman still on the deck, nursing his leg. Carter Vickers plays it to Callum McGregor. McGregor back to CCV. Plays it left to Starfelt out to along the back four to Taylor back to Starfelt, Swedish international, looks forward, could get caught in the ball there, but Morelos doesn't close him down as Moy plays it forward looking, but it's a poor ball yet again from Aaron Moy. Manager needs to make a change there, some would say, as the ball's played forward, looking for Tillman. CCV does well. Carter Vickers, uncharacteristic slip there by Callum McGregor. You hear Barry, that was a chance, but it's just
it was a slack ball.
About.
Cantwell just didn't react. Greg Taylor got there before him, but Celtic have been pretty slack in possession.
which is
But
not
again. I would put that down to Rangers being aggressive in the press.
which you've not seen for some time in these derbies.
Yeah,
So
I
throw
don't
into
quite think
Celtic.
Celtic have been at their best. I think there's been too many loose passes. They've been very passive with their play. Yes, they've created one or two opportunities. Jota, for me, needs to get on the ball more. They feed Jota more. Kyogo's not really been in the game, but he scores a brilliant goal. And Rangers have they've stifled a lot of Celtic's play without creating a lot themselves. Of course, they'll be disappointed with the goal that they will feel that should have been a goal.
Was a throw in for Celtic on the far side. It's cleverly played forward. We're just seeing a rerun there of an incident with Malik Tillman. I missed the start of it there, guys. I don't know if there was anything.
No,
in
it's
it.
a fair
That's a
tackle.
tackle.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a tackle.
Thank you. I only asked. There we are. As we head towards 3 minutes left in the first half. Celtic at the moment leading the derby by 1-0. Furuhashi, the Japanese maestro, as Celtic come forward through the Canadian defender. A good signing for Ange Postecoglou. He plays it forward to Jota. Jota, good touch, but he loses out. And it's Rangers now breaking forward. Raskin did well to Cantwell, the two of the newcomers for Rangers. Tavernier plays it to Raskin.
Cantwell, Barry, just drive forward there a little bit more.
Have
just
a
a little
pop
bit
on,
more.
yeah,
Bit more desire. Get a shot
players.
away on goal.
He's looking to pass it too
Looking
quickly.
to pass, yeah.
I think you've got to drive, commit. One or two Celtic players.
It's a throw-in to Rangers, far side. 2 minutes left in the first half. Barisic, short ball, good ball to Kent. Kent to Barisic. They're both there. Kent driving down the left. Moy goes back with him, but it's still Kent, still in play. Plays it forward. Carter Vickers clears only as far as Tillman. Can he have a shot? No, he's got a player on him. It's still Rangers coming forward. Ryan Jack, but it's going to be free kick to Rangers and another yellow card. This time O'Reilly in a dangerous position.
Right on the edge of the box. It's Matt O'Reilly that just tries a last gasp tackle, and it's Tillman he brings down. Certainly, if I'm not sure about a yellow card, he's tried to get the ball. He's brought Tillman down, but 43 minutes on the clock, a great chance for Rangers to equalise before half time.
Sure is, Barry, isn't it? What, 25 yards out, almost bang in front of goal.
Yeah, and obviously Tavernier is really good at free kicks, so you've got to make Joe Hart make a save here, or at least hit the target and make him work. But listen, good bit of play from Tillman. I think I'm just watching the replay. Yeah, it's a definite foul. Matt O'Reilly
draws
just
the foul,
yeah.
Barry, doesn't he?
What's your
He's
hunch,
good at-
Barry? I asked you at the last game. Do you predict there's going to be another goal before half time?
Just make sure you hit the target and make the goalkeeper work.
There's the head of someone who knows. They both do. John Hartson and Barry Ferguson.
He's still quite a way out. He's about 10-15 yards from the edge. It's probably about 30 yards out. He needs to hit it really well. Over the wall, it's Barisic. Tavernier. Oh, what a goal.
He scored. Goal for Rangers.
Absolutely incredible.
James Tavernier, a wonder goal.
Incredible.
27, 28 yards out. He strikes it, comes off the bar. It's 1-1.
It's an unbelievable piece of technique. James Tavernier is to Joe Hart's right hand side, hits the crossbar, comes down, and it goes over the line and it bounces a few times into the roof of the net. What a piece of skill. It's actually not in the top corner. It's a little bit more right side of the middle of the goal, but what technique from James
it's
Tavernier.
unbelievable
What a time to
technique.
score as well, Barry. Right on half time. Gives Rangers a boost going in.
Yep, exactly. I mean, we were saying 25 yards out. Yep, great free. Joe Hart's no chance. It's not even in the top corner, but I don't think Joe Hart would have saved it. I think Rangers have deserved it, no doubt about it. I think they've been the better team in the first half. And now make sure they get in at half time. They will get confidence. Hopefully they'll draw confidence for that goal and come out the second half and take the game to Celtic.
So it swings back to 9 points at the moment. 1-1.
This is
what a strike.
no more than Rangers deserve.
Yeah.
I've got to say that. They've been excellent in the first half. They've not created an awful lot. They'll feel a bit aggrieved with the goal they never got. But you know what? They've played some good stuff and they've stifled Celtic at times. So they have been the better side in the first half. And it's no more than what they deserve, that equaliser.
2 minutes added on by Kevin Clancy. We've played almost a minute of it. There was a foul against Rangers there. It's going to be taken by Callum McGregor. Barry, I think I could hear you say didn't think it was a foul. on Morelos. So, minute to go. It certainly has silenced the Celtic crowd, and you did wonder what would happen if Celtic do lose a goal. It's strange with no opposition fans whatsoever. But at the moment, everyone engrossed by the game. 1-1 as we head to half time. A Celtic player's gone down there. Is that Greg Taylor?
Cantwell's a bit
card.
late in the tackle. Again, it's good aggression, just a bit late, putting pressure on Celtic. Here, it's a foul.
It is, on Greg Taylor. So Cantwell there. The blonde locks goes into the book. How many have we had then? That's 4, 5 in the first half. So it's a real derby, isn't it? 1-1 it's going to be at half time unless something happens in the next 12 seconds. Carter Vickers plays it across the back four to Carl Starfelt. We'll be speaking with Barry.
I know we're saying Celtic have been poor, but I think that's down to Rangers. But it's definitely down to Rangers' aggression. Their mindset's been really good, and they've pressurised Celtic into making mistakes.
Half time, the pies will be out any moment now. I see Chris belt it. Look at him racing through there, John. That's a bit of speed there. At half time, 1-1. Who'll be the happier? We'll discuss it after the break. Looking forward to the second 45. As a quick first half, Barry, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a quick first half. I'm sure Michael Beale will be in that dressing room happy with the performance. Just not enough attempts on goal. We've only had Tillman's and Tavernier's unbelievable free kick, but I just like Rangers' aggression. I like their approach to this game, and they've certainly put the pressure on Celtic and made them make mistakes. Players that normally are important players for Celtic are struggling today.
Yeah, and Barry's right. Not so much. Celtic can be a lot better, but I think the fact that Rangers came out, got the game plan right, pressed high, won the ball. Celtic players have just looked a little bit off it with their passing. Created 1 or 2 opportunities. Nothing that really tested Alan McGregor, if you like. A couple of shots down his throat. Alan McGregor's dealt with them quite easily. Celtic took the lead probably, I wouldn't say against the run of play, because Rangers haven't created an awful lot. They'd be disappointed with the goal. That's a huge talking point. The Alistair Johnson's push on McGregor. But I would think that Rangers will be the happier going in at half time, and Ange Postecoglou needs to get his players playing better, certainly passing. Celtic's game is all about passing and movement, and they haven't done that to the best like we know they can in that first half. They need to be better.
Credit to Rangers.
One of the things Michael Beale will be saying, listen, Celtic they'll not be happy in that dressing room, so expect them to come out the traps flying.
And Rangers would have put a lot into that first half. Can they keep it going? Can they keep that belief, that they can go and win, probably against all the odds as well, if you like. No fans there, but they've actually turned up today, Rangers, and played very well in that first half.
Half time in the East End, Celtic 1, Rangers 1.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Find your nearest dealership at macklinmotors.co.uk.
Let's go!
There's a new name for Toyota in Lanarkshire.
From one of the UK's biggest names in motor retail.
Macklin Motors Toyota is now open in Hamilton.
We're bringing you everything Toyota, backed by first-class service.
So come and view the stunning new Toyota range, all with up to 10 years warranty.
Including the Igo Cross and the new Yaris Cross compact SUV.
See our great choice of approved used Toyotas.
Our formidable range of commercial vehicles, including the Hilux.
Get expert servicing from our manufacturer-trained technicians.
And specialist advice from our Motability team.
Macklin Motors Toyota is open now
at Whistlebury Road, Hamilton.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Brand new Toyota showroom now open on Whistlebury Road, Hamilton.
Let's go!
Half time here in Glasgow in the Derby, the Old Firm Derby 2023 so far. It's 1-1 at half time. We'll tell you the story of the first half. So both going at it the first 5 minutes. Kyogo got the ball in the back of the net, but it was offside. 3 minutes later, Carter Vickers, a tackle on Morelos, and Carter Vickers went into the book of Kevin Clancy. Then 2 good saves from Alan McGregor, the first from Callum McGregor, and then a few moments later from Jota. And then the 20th minute, the ball was in the back of the net for Rangers, but no goal. The referee said Morelos, he reckoned, had pushed Alistair Johnson. Listen, the two of them were having to go at each other. We'll ask Barry and John about it shortly. So at that point, still 0-0. Yeah, what's that?
Sorry, you on
What,
air
John?
there?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, we're live here on the Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors.
I'm just watching the Celtic goal back. It actually starts from Kyogo's movement. He makes the range. If you watch him here, he goes towards the ball, then he makes Rangers defence deepen, and that creates a space for O'Reilly to run off the back of Jack. So that starts from Kyogo's movement.
Great point, Barry. The Japanese magician got that goal, and we're now just seeing on Sky, John, look at that strike from James Tavernier.
Well, that's what he could do.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting here just before half time thinking, well, what a great time to score, what a good time to equalise. And obviously nobody can say they didn't deserve the equaliser, because they were terrific, Rangers, in that first half. Celtic need to be better. They didn't pass, giving the ball away needlessly too many times, sloppy with their passing, and we go again in the second half. I think Celtic can be a lot better, and can Rangers keep this up? You know, they're the two key questions for me in the second half.
That's a stunning free kick.
Brilliant.
He whips the death out it. Great pace on it, and Joe Hart's get no chance. But again, I will say, listen, Rangers will be happy with their performance, no doubt about it. They've been the better team in the first half, but they've got to expect a better Celtic coming out in the second half and be ready for that.
And they're showing on the telly the Rangers goal that was chalked offside. It was a corner kick from Barisic.
For me, it's a goal. Yeah. There's nothing really in that.
What did you see, Barry? They're both pushing.
Yeah, both of them are at it. If you watch here, Morelos has got a hold of Johnson. Johnson's got Morelos. There's a slight nudge in the back, but I just watching it. Yeah, I think it's soft, Paul.
John, what did you feel now that you can see it back
I
on
thought
Sky?
it was soft. I think Alistair Johnson actually does well, because there's a clear push, but I don't think it's a real firm push enough for Alistair Johnson to go down. But he does go down. He's clever. He's bought the free kick, I believe, from the referee, and the VAR have decided that it's a correct decision. It's a push in the box, but that happens all the time, Paul, and I think Celtic have got away with one there.
What exactly is Nick Walsh seen there? There's two players at it.
He's obviously seen the push. Yep. You've seen the shove from Morelos into Alistair Johnson's back, and it's not really a shove that makes you go down. Yeah. There's not enough. It's not physical and aggressive enough. But Johnson did go over, and you see it all the time. I used to get it. I used to sort of go shoulder barging with centre halves. They go over, and it's almost like they're buying the foul. That's what Alistair Johnson's done there.
And then the equaliser. So Kyogo, the goal in 27 minutes, put Celtic in the lead. And then the equaliser just on half time, 45 minutes. Barry's just described it. James Tavernier, a peach of a free kick. Keeper had no chance. I don't think he did he? Whatsoever.
No, it's the pace he manages to get on the ball. Yep, he's whipped it, and there's real genuine pace on it. So I don't think Joe Hart has got any chance of getting that.
Looking at the benches, Rangers, I don't think would there be any changes at half time, Barry, would there? Same again?
Listen, they've got 10 minutes or so inside that dressing room to get their drinks and get their energy back. I don't think there'll be any changes from the Rangers' point of view. I think as the game goes on, I think you will see Sakala coming on to maybe stretch the game and use his pace, but there'll be no changes at half time.
And John, for Celtic, well, a quick break and then we'll look for any changes. And is he going to make one or two? Maybe just one. We'll find out next.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Book your service, MOT or repair online today at macklinmotors.co.uk.
Let's go! Hope you're enjoying your Saturday early afternoon. It's the early kick-off, of course, at Celtic Park. Celtic and Rangers 1-1 at half-time. John Hartson, Barry Ferguson, Paul Cooney on the Go Radio Football Show. And we'll be back on Monday night. Barry will be here along with Mark Guidi from 5. Thanks to everyone who's made the switch. It's phenomenal how many people are tuning in. Also on the podcast as well. Wherever you get your podcast, you can get the Go Radio Football Show every night. Barry will be here with Mark. We're just thinking about changes at half time. We spoke with Barry just before the break, so probably no changes there. 1-1 at half time. Kyogo, his 27th goal of the season for Celtic in 27 minutes. And then just before half time, 45 minutes played, free kick, 28 yards out, and it was an absolute beauty from James Tavernier. So 1-1 at half time. John, for Celtic, what do you think?
I just think, Paul, is probably as bad as I've seen Celtic keep the ball. Yeah, they've had a couple of decent opportunities down the right-hand side. You see a Jota cutting in and getting the shot away. But in terms of that middle three, I think Moyes, I can't remember Celtic giving the ball away so needlessly as they have, and how many times they've done it. I know Rangers have pressured them and closed them down very, very well, but I think I can only see Moyes coming on. I think he's looking a little bit sluggish in his legs, hence he's not been much sharp of late because he hasn't played. So I can see Iwata maybe coming on, and Haksabanovic has looked sharp in recent weeks. And I think everywhere else is fine. I think the back four are doing fine. Johnson's defended well, but it's just in that middle of the park. And Barry said earlier on, this is where games are won and lost. You've got to control that middle part of the pitch to get the ball wide and to get the ball into your front men. And Moyes just been, I'm not sure if Ange will do it at half time. I think he'll give it 10 minutes and you'll see a change certainly in the middle of the park.
Any successes for Celtic in the first half? I mean, Kyogo, the goal,
Kyogo
O'Reilly
looks sharp.
Yeah.
I think O'Reilly's got on the ball and he's tried to, he created the goal as a wonderful touch. He got himself away from Jack. Jota wants the ball. I think Alistair Johnson's defended well. And Rangers have played really well. You've got to give Rangers a lot of credit for that. Celtic would, for me, I thought Celtic would run over Rangers today. In considering what's on the game, if Celtic go and win it. But I think they played very well. They were the better side in the first half. And that was what they deserved, that goal from Tavernier, which was special. And they deserve to equalise. And if anything, I think Celtic will get better. They have to get better because I won't say they played badly, but they just gave the ball away. They've not quite been at it in the first half. But that's mainly to do with Rangers' press.
No change at half-time for Celtic as we see them coming out onto the pitch. Aaron Moy still there. There's Ange Postecoglou now got the big jacket on. The weather must have changed a little bit. Barry, you wouldn't expect any changes from Rangers either. It's been a good first half though, isn't it, for any neutrals that exist in the world?
Yeah, it's been a good first half. Good game of football. Been a bit of aggression. Some good passages of play. But in terms of Rangers, I'm sure Michael Beale will be delighted. But it's only half-time, Paul. They showed a good bit of character going a goal down. I thought when they lost that goal to Kyogo, Celtic for that 5 minutes after that period were starting to get a foothold in the game, but Rangers showed good character and getting back into it. They were still being aggressive, and what an unbelievable free kick from Tavernier. And it's about going out and doing it again in the second half, because they've got an opportunity here, I believe, with the way that Celtic are playing today. And I think that's down to Rangers. Celtic have been really erratic. They've gave the ball away in countless occasions, but that's been down to Rangers press, and I've enjoyed that side of Rangers game today.
Did you see Rangers waited just for a moment or two in the mouth of the tunnel, and James Tavernier spoke to them? He was shouting with the players. They don't have any fans outside. We're just seeing it there back on Sky. Just a wee bit different. It's not a huddle,
but they've got to believe that there's a real opportunity for Rangers to take something for the game. And I says, if Rangers come away with 3 points today, they're throwing a spanner in the works to see how Celtic react. But they're still, listen, this is a big 45 minutes from Rangers, because I expect a better Celtic in the second half.
You will find out now. Thank you for the pies, they were great. John's cake there as well, some Easter cake he's brought in. John Hartson has brought it in for us, Barry.
Yep, that pie was outstanding.
Sounded nice and all that, to be honest.
McGee's pie there, thank you very much. As the game gets underway, here we go. What's going to happen in the second half? If Celtic win, then it is all over. It would be 12 points. If Rangers win, it's back to 6 points. If it's a draw, it stays at 9. Rangers really need to get the win, and I think you could see it in the first half. Rangers were
they
very,
played
very
with
good.
a real purpose, Paul. They come out with a real intent to not to stop Celtic from playing and to try and create themselves. Yes, they've scored the only goal from a brilliant free kick. They'll want to create a little bit more opportunities, at the same time stop Celtic, similar to how they did in the first half. But I feel Celtic can only get better because in terms of that first half, I can't remember Celtic giving the ball away so sloppily as what they did in the first half.
And they gave it away a moment or two ago, but they've regained possession with a minute gone in the second half. 1-1 at Celtic against Rangers as Jota comes forward 10-20 yards, cross into the box, but it comes off. It's going to be a corner.
Plays the ball to Jota, I think Barisic has got to get closer. You can't allow him to drive into the box here, because in the first half he was close to him every single time. So don't give him the opportunity. Don't give him any confidence that he's going to have that space to go and run at you.
Corner kick in the sunshine for Celtic. It's going to be taken by Matt O'Reilly, left-footed towards right into the centre of the box, but it's headed away only as far as Greg Taylor, the Scottish international player, to Aaron Moy. Moy, though, he's beaten by Morelos, and then he pulls Morelos down. He's going to get booked. Aaron Moy is not match fit.
He's been very sloppy, hasn't he? Again, there, not being able to control the ball. It's a poor first touch. Morelos is breathing down his neck, and Moy ends up pulling his leg back. Moy's now in the book. He's had a really poor first half, Moy, and I like him. I like the player, and he's been excellent since he's arrived at Celtic, but not his best afternoon today, in particular, giving the ball away, as I said earlier.
Great pressure by Morelos, but generally, if that was games before, you would give him the space to go and make that pass. But listen, Morelos has shown a side to his game today that we know it's in him, but we need to see it more often.
Just not seen it for such a long time. Yeah.
Paul, I've always says it.
I know.
When he's playing and he's at it, he's Rangers' best number 9 by a country mile.
John, you keeping a note of all these bookings? I'll get that one down.
I think there's quite a few in the book.
There are.
Four or
There is
five,
about
isn't there?
6 now, I think.
6.
So yellow card there against Moy. So going to be a throw in for Rangers. Nothing too much has happened in the second half apart from that booking. James Tavernier, Rangers captain, and the scorer plays it long. That was a push there, wasn't it? A pull on Tillman. I think it's going to be a free kick.
I think that's
Rangers.
Again, it's a little bit daft from Greg Taylor. You know, Tillman's not really going anywhere, and he's pulled his arm back. It's a clear foul. And what this does now with Tavernier, it allows Rangers to put a real good quality ball 2 minutes into the second half into the heart of the Celtic goalmouth.
This is game on, John, isn't it? Celtic under a bit of pressure, Rangers with an opportunity, but you can never take anything for granted against Celtic.
Yeah, it's a great game.
We showed it. So here we go. Free kick for Rangers. So they're playing left to right as we look from the main stand, the TV. It's live on Sky. Here it is. It's James Tavernier puts his right hand up. In fact, he leaves it for Barisic. Takes the shot onto Cantwell. Cantwell forward, looking to release a Rangers player, but it's as you hear from Barry, which meant it just didn't work, did it? So
it could have worked. It was just that final pass from Cantwell. Rangers are obviously, since Michael Beale's come in, that's one thing they've worked on. Short corners, short free kicks.
Straight off the training ground, Barry, isn't it? Yeah, but I think Cantwell's got to see that. He's got to see that it's not quite whatever pass I make, and then he's got to take a touch and come back out.
Rangers on the attack, the ball into the box, but it's cleared by Celtic only as far as Ryan Jack 35 yards out, plays it right to Ryan Kent, who scored just in the last game, the last league game. Plays it to Raskin left to Barisic out to Morelos, who's on the touchline, looks up, plays it to the far post, trying to great ball for Tavernier dinks it into the box, comes off Cantor Vickers, what a chance, great save by Joe Hart. Morelos almost made it 2-1 Rangers.
Yeah, Morelos actually started the move on the left hand side, a great diagonal ball to James Tavernier. He plays the ball in. It's actually bad defending by Johnson. He headers it off Carter Vickers, and it's a snapshot by Morelos. Easy enough for Joe Hart. At least Morelos has hit the target. So
it's an absolute gift from Morelos. He's got to score there. He's 12 yards out. He's got the whole goal to aim at, and he hits it straight at Joe Hart. But what an opportunity, what a good chance for Morelos to put Rangers 2-1 up.
You can't take your eyes or ears off it. It's 1-1 here at Celtic Park. 51 minutes gone. Corner kick to Rangers. What a save there. The referee is obviously a bit of pushing. Speaking to Greg Taylor and Ryan Jack, they're saying, come on, Gov, not me. And then they start again.
It's actually bad defending. I'm watching it again. It's real bad defended by Celtic. And Morelos, he snapped at it. Yeah, he's got a full goal.
Here's the corner kick. A great chance for Rangers. It comes off a Celtic player. It's going to be Morelos again. Came close.
Morelos just outstrengths Johnson. Too strong for him. Gets a bit of movement, just throws him to one side, gets the header, and it's unlucky because it comes off a Celtic player and out for another corner. But good strength from Morelos.
Wow. It's non-stop at the moment.
Ryan Jack, yep.
Here come Rangers again. Kent goes down. Is that a push from a Celtic player? Callum McGregor's there speaking with Kevin Clancy. Let's see what's happening here.
It's a real opportunity for Rangers today.
They've rattled Celtic.
Yeah, definitely. Again, they've come out in the second half and started really strongly and putting. They're actually dictating the game. and that's what you want. And that's a difficult thing to do when you go to Celtic Park. So fair play to the Rangers team today.
And Rangers know it's like a cup final for them if they've still got a
It's
chance.
a clear header from Morelos. He uses his strength, uses his power, his desire to get there in front of Alistair Johnson, and is so unlucky. Hits Ryan Jack on the Celtic goal line.
So
Big chance.
Chris is offering tea and coffee here, but Chris, here comes a chance again. So Tavernier to the far post, headed down, headed away by Matt O'Reilly. Cantwell with a shot, but it's wide, hits the side netting. That was a good effort from the former Norwich player.
Yeah, good delivery in from Tavernier. I think he's going for John Suter at the back. He knocks it down. Matt O'Reilly doesn't get away. To be fair to Cantwell, he does the right thing and keeps it low, but it's just past Joe Hart's left hand post.
What's
John?
good there? Well, Cantwell's in the right position to follow up with the shot. You know, he's looking to get forward. He's looking to be progressive in the game, and he just doesn't quite get the technique right and hits it wide of Joe Hart's goal.
Well, the Celtic fans, 60,000 of them, no Rangers fans, but they'll be watching and listening elsewhere, and they'll be liking what they see, 1-1. But remember the story of the first half, it was 0-0 for a long time. Rangers had more of the possession, but Celtic got that first goal, first blood in 27 minutes, Kyogo. And that's how it stood until the 45th minute. 1-1.
I like that.
1-1, it was James Tavernier. Pressure there, Barry?
Yeah, Cantwell's pressuring Greg Taylor. Taylor plays it to Starfelt. Morelos is pressurising them, and that's the thing that's been different from Rangers today. They're pressing really high up the pitch, which is making Celtic make mistakes.
Yeah. Kyogo's gone down there, John.
Yeah, I think he ran into Davis. He's looking for a foul, but he's back up on his feet. Ryan Jack just giving him a bit of stick for going down too easy. But I think it's time. Kyogo now.
A poor clearance by Rangers.
Forward.
Chance for Celtic coming forward. Jota plays it to the left. Plays it for Maeda. Maeda forward to Kyogo.
Just took too long. Took too long. You're in the box. It's got to be chest down hits. But listen, it might be time. 4 or 5 minutes, Paul, for some substitutions. Celtic look a little bit leggy. Not quite at it with their passing and their movements. You might take a Haksabanovic, an Iwata, a Ho. You know, just to freshen it up a little bit, give them some fresh ideas going forward.
Here's Celtic coming forward down the right. Matt O'Reilly left-footed into the box, headed by John Suter, but it's still in play. Falls for Maeda, but he can't control it. It's going to be a throw in to Celtic. Their best spell of the second half, because it's been mainly Rangers. 1-1. 54 minutes have been played. Greg Taylor forward finds Aaron Moy in space. He turns, checks, plays it forward, looking to bring Jota into it, but too much on it.
Just looked void of ideas there, Aaron Moy. He's just holding on to it for 2 or 3 seconds. There's nothing happening around him. Not a lot of options, and he just chips it into the box. It bounces and into Alan McGregor's hands.
But Celtic fans will be saying, look, it's no harm to him. He's been injured for a while.
There's an off-the-ball incident there.
Something has happened.
I'm not sure if the linesman have seen.
Davis
And Kyogo.
So Davis is down.
Davis has gone down. Don't know what quite happened here. Let's see. We're just getting it now.
Yep.
Yeah, Kyogo's just gone into him, but there's nothing cynical in that.
Barry?
Nothing.
Yep. So they'll be watching, because it'll be played back as everything is now on VAR. And if it was, that would be trouble for Kyogo, but surely not. No, it's going to be free kick taken by Alan McGregor out to the right to James Tavernier. It's not his best goal kick, free kick up towards the halfway line. Carter Vickers. It's an untidy period of play in what has been a really good game, but Celtic can't control it again and they lose out to Cantwell. Cantwell's been good, Barry, hasn't he? He's
him and Raskin, and even John Suter at the back. He made that wee mistake a couple of minutes ago. But I've got to be honest, I've been impressed with Cantwell's energy, and Raskin composed on the ball.
And there's Morelos playing for a new deal, John. Maybe elsewhere, of course, but he's in the shop window today. Many people thought he wouldn't play.
Yeah, well,
but he
up
has
until
played well.
now, Paul, 55 minutes, he's done well. He's been aggressive. He's just been a thorn in the Celtic defence. He's been busy. He's had a couple of opportunities. He had a goal disallowed when he might have got the goal on another day. He's had a good header there, shows his strength against Alistair Johnson. But up to now, I think Morelos has done very well. He'll just want a goal to cap his performance off.
Yeah, the bookings so far, Celtic have got Carter Vickers, McGregor, O'Reilly and Moy. Rangers, Raskin and Cantwell, the two newcomers. As Celtic come forward, Moy forward looking to try to bring Jota into the game, but we haven't seen much of Jota, and he doesn't manage to reach, the ball doesn't reach him. But Callum McGregor now in possession. 1-2 with Moy. Moy to Kyogo. Kyogo back to Callum McGregor. McGregor plays it left. Greg Taylor's going to have a shot. It's kind of Bernabe style from last week, but Celtic still coming forward. O'Reilly into the box, a chance, must be a goal, but no, great save, great clearance there. The referee has blown for an infringement anyway, but that was a real chance for Celtic.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of action going on there. Barisic, I think, clears it off the line. Good play, Greg Taylor to Maeda wide. O'Reilly just can't get, and he's given it. Jota has just drifted slightly offside there, and he's given it, but. Brilliant from Barisic, because Barisic doesn't know that Jota's offside. He gets himself on the line, and it's a goal line clearance from him.
Barry, great block.
He's not aware that Jota's offside.
Yeah, he's putting his body on his line there, Barisic, no doubt about it. Great block, but even Celtic not playing as well as you would expect, they're still dangerous in the Rangers defensive third.
1-1, 58 minutes gone. This
game's opening up a bit.
Yep. Stretching it now. They'll get tired.
You're coming up to the 60-minute mark. There'll be a few tired legs, no doubt about it. So this is where I think it's going to be end to end. There's going to be a few more chances.
As Maeda, the Japanese internationalist, plays it forward, but it's a poor ball. It's picked up by James Tavernier. Tavernier to Malik Tillman, the man on loan from Bayern Munich. Scored 2 goals last weekend. Plays it out to the right to Alfredo Morelos. Morelos back to his captain. He's looking to see the options. Back to the Colombian. Plays it infield to Nikola Raskin. Raskin. He's got McGregor on him, so he plays it, sweeps it out to the left to Borna Barisic. Barisic, ball into the box. Headed away by Carter Vickers. Heads it down well for Jota up over the halfway line now. Maeda 1-on-1 with Suter. He's got a good ball through to Kyogo. Kyogo plays it back, and that's where you'd expect an Abada or whatever if he'd been playing. Aaron Moy's not got the legs for it, has he?
He's offside. I think when Maeda's going through there, Kyogo just runs slightly offside here, but a good chance. Celtic 3-on-2. Maeda, do you know what? And that's really close. I'm not sure if that is offside. But the linesman on the far end give offside against Kyogo.
Right. Kyogo, though, it just shows you, Barry, how dangerous Celtic are on the break.
Yeah, I said that, the front three, that was the front three. It made that there, Jota with a nice pass to Maeda, and then obviously Kyogo with his movement. So Rangers are still got to, even if they're dominant, are still got to be aware of the Celtic front three.
The hour mark's coming up, John, and that's often when there are changes, although Barisic is down just now, the Croatian international, who'll be back on his feet in a moment or two. Any outstanding players for Celtic so far? O'Reilly?
Probably O'Reilly. I wouldn't really say Johnson maybe has coped with Kent quite well today. Kent's not really been in it yet. That's a commentator's curse, isn't it? But,
indeed.
No, but he has. I think Alistair Johnson, he's looked aggressive. Showed a bit of pace when he's defending.
Here's Jota, Portuguese star, plays it infield to his captain, Callum McGregor, out to Aaron Moy. Moy, edge of the box. Jota, good shot, left-footed, but it's a yard or so past Alan McGregor's goal. But it shows you, Jota, they need to get him more.
They work it really well, Celtic. It's out. Moy plays in Jota, gets a bit of space in the box, and he just snatched at it. And it just goes out for a goal kick. And McGregor's near post. You mentioned that Iwata is going to come on, and I'd be very surprised if it's not Moy. And Moy's been terrific for Celtic. He's been brilliant, but he's just not been at it today. He's had a poor afternoon to his standards. Yeah. Some people surprised to have been on the social Series Go Football Show. Why didn't he make the change later? If Celtic do lose today, that will be one of the talking points. Ange Postecoglou can do not a lot wrong. Was that a barge there? Callum McGregor on Malik Tillman. Tillman goes down. Is that just the cut and thrust, Barry, of it's a football? Coming together. Yeah. Listen, you just don't get that in no fun games. You get it in any game. Sure. 61 minutes. The Australian international Aaron Moy goes off for the South Korean Iwata. He's not had one of his better days. No. Aaron Moy. This is not a singling him out because he's brilliant. I've heard Barry saying, he likes Moy. He's a good player, but today he's been so far off the pace. Give the ball away uncharacteristically. And Iwata now has come on for Aaron Moy.
Never happened to you, John, did it? You didn't have everyone has a bad game. Of
Everybody
course
has
they
it,
do.
but
Yeah.
lots and lots of bad games, but rightly so. I got taken off.
No, you didn't have that many.
The secret is when you're having a poor game, you continue to work hard. But you can see he's by missing a few games, he's definitely lost a bit of fitness. And coming into one of these games as well, it's 100 mile an hour.
That was the worry beforehand. And anyway, 61 minutes gone, 62 now. Celtic coming forward. Edge of the box, it's Matt O'Reilly to Jota. Jota drills it in, looking for Kyogo, but there's a Ben Davies is there. And it's a goal for Celtic.
Brilliant,
the ball
brilliant finishes. It's awful defending.
Terrible defending by Rangers. They got an ankle. Looked to be nothing there. Kyogo was in. He gets his 28th goal of the season. 2-1 Celtic.
Oh, that goal has come from absolutely nowhere. And it's a mishap in the Rangers defence. There's a big high ball up in the air. Davis doesn't deal with it in the Rangers back four. Carter Vickers out to O'Reilly. Then it goes into Jota plays it in first time. It's Davis and Barisic comes off Jota, and Kyogo spins, turns. Great finish.
He makes a hash of the clearance, right, which can happen. But see there, he's got to be aggressive. Just knock it out for a corner and take your medicine.
Yep. Davis there falls for Jota.
Just get that away.
It's a gift. It's a lovely finish. Again, he turns it in from an angle. But what a gift. What a gift. Celtic scoring against the run of the play.
It's similar to the first time.
It goes 20-30 yards up. I think they're looking for offside, but it doesn't look offside. Here, he makes a hash of that, no problem. He's got a second chance of dealing with it. Just go and put your head through it and put it out for a corner.
But he fails to deal with the first one as well. With his left
He's got a chance to deal with the second one. Is John? He's made a hash of that one.
Aggressive and head it out for a corner.
It's
right.
Jota. He's gone in there. He's what, 5 inches bigger than Jota.
Well, if you're out the room for 1 minute, come back in. Celtic have scored again against the run of play. The goal time 61-57. So 62nd minute, Celtic back on top in the Old Firm derby and heading for their title, which is what, John, their 11th in 12 years.
Yeah,
that's what it will
they've
be.
been on a great run, haven't they?
And Rangers would then have to
run.
they have to keep it going. They're undefeated until they came here today, and they're not defeated yet. It's only 64 minutes gone. But this is, how important, Barry, for your old team in the next, half hour. It's just absolutely crucial not to lose any more. And they have played so well.
Yeah, they have played well, but that goal's avoidable.
Yeah.
John was saying he's got a chance to clear it. He does make a hash of it, but he's got a second opportunity, Paul, and you've got to deal with that. Be aggressive. Knock it out for a corner. Get your set up back.
Celtic coming forward up over the halfway line. John Suter.
I think they both crunched McGregor there.
Yeah.
No, the refs let it go.
Two of them on McGregor. There has been a bit of needle. Celtic captain gets back up. It's going to be...
It's a disappointing goal for Rangers' point of view.
Yeah. It was...
It's out of nothing.
Yep.
Come out of nothing.
Yep. So let's see what's happening. It's going to be a throw-in to Celtic. 65 minutes.
Now you think maybe Paul Celtic can maybe capitalise. Now Rangers will now make it a real open game. They'll go for it. They'll take a few risks, and Celtic will play.
Celtic come forward. It's a chance for a hat-trick for Kyogo, but it says well.
Do you know what?
Ben Davies did well there.
He peels away off Davis' shoulder, and it's a nice first touch. But
and look at him with the crowd.
You normally expect him to do better.
Yeah, he's urging the Celtic fans.
Hat-trick,
a bit like the team, a bit of urgency.
This is where Rangers need to settle down a bit. Listen, Celtic are obviously get a lift for that goal. They're obviously on top now. This is just about making sure you keep your shape, you keep solid and compact, and don't concede again.
Here comes corner kick. It's cleared only as far as Callum McGregor. McGregor tries to chip it forward for O'Reilly, but not enough on it. But it falls for Jota, but good tackle there.
It's amazing, Paul, how goals changed the mentality and the shift of the game.
Yeah.
Celtic now, Rangers can't get the ball. The last 3 or 4 minutes they're playing, they're confident. Rangers look not like, listen, Celtic are having a little good spell, but it's the goal.
Yep.
It's the goal that just gives you a massive lift in the game.
As Celtic come forward trying to capitalise on this 2-1 lead in the 66th minute. The ball's gone out of play. The Celtic Sabanovic, the sub, claiming, as you would, for a corner kick, but it's not going to be. Cantwell's on the deck. I was going to ask you, Barry, Rangers going to make some changes. It's that kind of time. They've given everything. Can you see?
Yeah, but we spoke about it 5 or so minutes ago. They will start to get a bit of leggy, because they've put so much into the game. So I would expect in the next 5 minutes or so that Michael Beale will look to his bench to bring on. And the one that's jumped out at me at this moment in time is Sakala.
Fashion Sakala. Yep. Stretch. Get Rangers back into it as it falls for Morelos, who has played really well for Rangers
He's
today.
been good today.
Yeah. Falls to Jack. Jack just slides it forward to Tillman. Tillman's a bit slow there in the ball. Maida gives you no chance. It's going to be a free kick to Rangers, but and there's Maida getting involved. There's nothing stupid with Tillman.
It's getting quite niggly now.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Well, you'd expect it.
Sure, it's a
You know,
derby.
it's a derby,
Yeah.
and there's a lot riding on it.
Sure.
See what Kevin Clancy's doing here with Maeda and Tillman.
Yeah.
See in the first half. See with Raskin and McGregor. They've done the same thing.
Yeah. He's let it go. He's told the two of
Just
them.
have a chat with them.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
Next time you're booked.
As I said, handbags. It happens in games.
Common sense. Yeah. Barry Ferguson and John Hartson. 2-1 to Celtic. 68 minutes gone. So here's James Tavernier, scored a wonder goal for Rangers just on half time. A free kick outside the box, giving Joe Hart and the crossbar no chance. Here it comes. Tavernier right footed into the edge of the box, but there's a couple of Celtic heads there who clear it, trying to bring it to Daisen Maida. The Japanese international chases it all the way back, goes back to Alan McGregor, his 501st game for Rangers. The Rangers' number one goalkeeper. John?
Yeah, he's been a great goalkeeper,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Played in a lot of games for Rangers, played in the Premier League, and it's still very interesting to see what Alan McGregor's going to do.
It sure is. Barry, what's the showing? A wide angle there?
Just the,
Yep.
the
Oh, the
offside,
offside.
from Cantwell.
Yep.
Doesn't get in quick enough for the diag from Alan McGregor. But if it was
Yeah,
Alan
so-
McGregor, for me, I'd be shocked if he's not offered a new contract. Yep.
Good. Look
I
out
still
for
think
that.
I still think he's got it, even at his age. For me, age is just a number, Paul.
Sakala is indeed coming on for
Gotta be-
Malik Tillman. It
And
is a
you've got to
number.
be wary. It's trying to get that quality. A goalkeeper.
Yeah.
If you speak
Experience,
to
yeah.
Alan and if he still feels good and he's still able to train every day, for me, Alan McGregor gets a new contract.
For sure. Let's see what's happening here. Celtic 2-1 up. It's corner kick. Celtic playing towards the Celtic end. It's going to be taken by Jota. Jota into the box, headed away by Rangers' head. It falls for Greg Taylor. Taylor sweeps it outright for Iwata. Iwata heads it forward, but it's not a great one. And it's picked up for the first touch. Fashion Sakala. He's got some space, but he's well tackled there by Alistair Johnson. 69 minutes gone. Throw in to Rangers just before the halfway line in the Rangers half. John Hartson's here with Barry Ferguson, the Go Radio Football Show with our friends at Macklin Motors on a busy Saturday in Glasgow.
Yeah, well, Rangers
Yep.
now they're in possession, but they're being closed down. Maeda, there's just that little bit of a boost now. Celtic have taken from that goal, but it's very important now. There's a foul there. Maeda just trying to track Barisic back, brings him down. Chance for Rangers to put the ball in the Celtic penalty box, but the next goal now, Paul, is imperative. Whoever gets that, Celtic get it. Can't see them losing. Rangers gets it. You know, they may go on and win the game themselves. But Celtic at this minute, that goal has given them a little bit of a zest.
And Kyogo, what a signing he has been. 28 goals in all
He's went two
competitions.
up top.
Yep,
He's put Sakala through the middle with Morelos.
with Morelos. Going for it. It has to. Yeah.
I know he's playing kind of on the left side, but it looks to me that he's told him to push as high up as possible and play alongside him.
Can you see okay there, Barry? Yep.
Yep, Chris is just in the way, but that's fine.
We'll make sure you can see. Don't get the cameras in the way. Todd Cantwell plays it to Raskin. Raskin tackled by O'Reilly, but Tavernier comes and helps him. But Tavernier then tries to. In fact, the referee's pulling it back. Jota is saying, "Que pasa?"
It looks very soft, that,
That's
doesn't it?
Spanish, isn't it?
He'll do that.
Yeah, obrigado, it is, isn't it?
That was like you back in the day.
Yeah, it was actually, yeah. Not yesterday. So it's going to be a free kick to Rangers. 20 minutes remaining. What's going to happen? It's a defining 20 minutes maybe for Michael Beale and also for Ange Postecoglou, because if they win today, it's title number 2, barring the most cataclysmic collapse in the history of Scottish football. Somebody will correct me and say it has been worse. Here's the free kick taken by Barisic to the far side. Comes off Rangers' head, and it's going to be a free kick, a goal kick to Celtic.
Yeah, Celtic is just a case of now no silly mistakes. Rangers will put the pressure on. They'll bring substitutes on. They'll put the ball in the box. See the game out. It's not always easy, Paul, to see the game out in terms of sitting back and inviting pressure. But they'll still have obviously the threats. But it's just a case now of nothing daft, nothing silly. Don't be giving Rangers any encouragement. See the game out, and what potentially could be a brilliant 3 points for them.
Was that a bit of slackness at the back there, Barry, from Celtic? Just as the ball came out, but here they come, coming forward.
Taking a wee chance there. Morelos put good pressure on Greg Taylor there. I thought Sakala could have gotten quicker to Starfelt there.
So Celtic in possession, up over the halfway line. Alistair Johnson, good athletic play by him, as we saw last week as well. He definitely is an athlete, Barry, isn't he? The Canadian. It falls for Iwata.
Juranovic was a massive player for Celtic, and you don't hear anybody speak about him now. And that's because Alistair Johnson's come in and played really well. There's no doubt about that.
72 and a half minutes gone. Celtic leading the derby by 1-0. It's Rangers in possession now, trying to get back on level terms. As a poor ball is played to Jota. Jota's going to score for Celtic. That's it, 3-1 for Celtic. Another disaster at the back for Rangers. And there is the Portuguese player, hands up in the air. That's it, the title will be at Celtic. It's going to be 12 points in it. John Souttar get caught out. It's Celtic 3, Rangers 1, 73 minutes.
Oh, brilliant again from Jota. It's a poor mistake from John Souttar. You can see a ball comes into him there. It's a poor back pass, very sloppy. Doesn't get it right, but Jota, he's onto it like a flash. Touch with his right foot. Brilliant finish from a tight angle, and that's it. Game over. Celtic 3-1.
Barry?
Yeah, I can't disagree with Big John there. It's very sloppy by John Souttar. If you're unsure, I keep saying this to people, just put your foot through it. Yeah. Just get it up the pitch, get it in row Z. It doesn't really matter. We'll want to see nice football, but see, sometimes just put your foot through it. He's under pressure with Kyogo and Jota. He tries to play it back, he makes a hash of it. I don't think Alan McGregor, I'm just watching it again, if he comes out, he's going to commit himself. And it's a decent finish for Jota in a tight angle, but that's the last two goals are bad mistakes by Rangers.
McGregor could do nothing because he could have been sent off. If he tackles him,
at this level, Paul, when you're 2-1 down, you can't be gifting goals away. Sure. Jota's anticipation is brilliant, and it's a really, really nice finish from a tight angle. But John Souttar there, he's got to be better. He's got to get that back pass better. Very, very sloppy.
In fact, that's Jota's last touch of the ball, because he's just going off there along with Matt O'Reilly, who's arguably been Celtic's one of the best players today, and Haksabanovic is on, and also so he has come into play. That's 11 minutes, John, where it's completely changed that game.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's like, we can say about Rangers closing down, playing well, but listen, they could lose this game 3-4. 5-1 if they don't get it together in this last 15 minutes. Celtic could just make this embarrassing. That's what they've got in abundance. Celtic. Rangers excellent in the first half, didn't create an awful lot. They'll feel aggrieved with the goal from Morelos. Might have been another day, the referee might have given that. Rangers could have took the lead, but it didn't happen. But now the way Celtic have responded, they've been helped by a couple of mistakes, but they've come out in the second half. They have been a lot more better in the second half, Celtic. I'll give them that. 3-1
scorelines have been reversed, Barry. So if you're Michael Beale, we saw him there. What does he do now? Has he got anyone there he can bring on?
He made the change at 2-1 to bring Sakala on. It's just about making sure, as John says here, you don't want it to become 4. Sure. You don't want it to become 5. So it's about making sure they're solid and compact and don't allow any space for the Celtic forward line. But the last 2 goals, you can't do anything about that. It's mistakes.
2 centre halves, Souttar and Davis.
Bad mistakes.
Who actually had played well, and Rangers gave so much today. But at the moment, Celtic are 3-1 up. Morella's there showing a bit of urgency. He has worked hard today. Goes to take the...
This is the Morelos you want to see more often.
Yeah.
Full of energy, holding the ball in well, linking up really well, putting people under pressure.
We're just
It's
seeing,
there.
yeah,
Paul, it's there.
and he looks fitter today, doesn't he? He definitely is giving much more than he
a bit
has
of
done.
hunger, a bit
Yeah.
of desire about him.
Yeah, John, the Celtic fans, as you would, are doing the.
Yeah,
Is that
this
the
is,
postman?
it's almost like a title party, isn't it? Celtic will go 12 points clear, 13 points with the goals. There is no way back, and Ange might not admit it, but, I can't see Celtic losing 5 games out of the last 7. So another title, fantastic. 2 titles out of 2. Ange Postecoglou, brilliant.
It is incredible. Celtic's performance, the change in the last 20 months under Ange Postecoglou, from the depths, from Celtic's point of view, of blowing it in that season when it could have been 10 in a row, a world record. Rangers won it by 25 points. In came that man from Australia. None of us knew anything about him apart from Craig
Look at
Moore.
that man he paid £6 million for.
Yeah.
Kyogo.
How good.
Another brace today. He's just been a special signing, hasn't he?
Here come Rangers coming forward, pumping the ball into the box, but it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for Celtic.
Corner kick.
Yeah, it's a corner kick. Yep. Corner kick. It's going to be taken. Saw the ball boys move really quickly, so they were corner kick for Rangers, Barry. And if they could lay a glove now, then it'll be an amazing final 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they need to get a goal in the next couple of minutes. This needs to be a good delivery from Tavernier.
Here he comes, right-footed into the heart of the box, looking for Ben Davies. It's knocked away, but Fashion Sakala fast gets to the ball before Haksabanovic. Sakala plays it back to Barisic, who's in the box from. There's a chance, must be. Yep, goal for Rangers. Rangers have made it 2-1. James Tavernier, 78 minutes gone. Barry, it's game on.
Yeah, I said that. If they get a goal in the next couple of minutes now, listen, great delivery. I'm just watching it. Sakala just plays it back to Barisic. Yeah, he delivers a great ball, and he's free. He's free in the back post. Good header into the back of net. 3-2 now. Listen, game on. They need to. Yeah. Listen, last 10, 12 minutes. Need to go for it.
I hope I haven't gone too early.
Yeah.
But no, Rangers showing a bit of character. Again, brilliant ball to the back post. Tavernier comes in unmarked, but he's still got to head it down into the ground and up into the roof of the net.
What about the Celtic defending, John?
Poor.
Yeah.
Tavernier is just able to run around the back. Nobody even looks. I think Johnson doesn't even look. I think you've almost got to be side on there when you're the last defender. But Tavernier runs around the back, and it's a brilliant pick out from Barisic and a fantastic header. Back to 3-2.
And John, you're right, a few moments ago it could have gone 4-1, the way Celtic were opening them up.
We're talking about Rangers being embarrassed on the back of playing well. Can they go 4-5? But all of a sudden, they get one back, and all of a sudden they're back in the game.
And here they go again. Cantwell to Raskin, plays it out to the left. Barisic, they're bombarding the Celtic box. Ball into the box. Just past the post. What a chance for Tavernier. That was almost a hat-trick for the Rangers captain. And it's just gone wide.
It's the one-man Tavernier show, isn't it? Free kick,
another
the
great
header.
delivery by Barisic.
Look at the desire Tavernier shows there. Gets above Taylor, and
I think he can actually do better there, John.
Yeah, he just got up. Yeah, he got up above Greg Taylor.
Barry,
Brilliant.
how good a chance was that?
Yeah, it was a great chance. Another great delivery by Barisic. Tavernier, listen, he's known for that coming in late in the back post. So listen, game on.
Wow.
I said Celtic
minutes.
have got to try and see the game out. Hold on, here we go.
And Celtic coming forward now, bursting into the Rangers box. Kyogo's there, just outside the box. Kyogo, who's with him? Has gone down in the box, but he's getting back up. Kyogo just takes it for a walk, but he's still in possession. Kyogo, who's with him there? Is it?
He's done brilliant.
Yeah, he has,
He's got
hasn't
a
he?
foul, yeah.
Got a foul. Yep.
But I was saying, Paul, Celtic have got to try and just see the game out, but it's not easy seeing games out. Do you sit too deep? You lose a bit of concentration. You think the game is all won, like I did sitting here.
Yep.
All of a sudden, Rangers got back in it.
Was that who went down? We saw a replay there, just saw the end of it, but it's going to be a free kick for Celtic out near the corner flag. Just 10 yards in? Yep, 10, 12 yards in, and just maybe 10 yards from the goal line. It's going to be taken by Haksabanovic. Celtic 3, Rangers 2, 9 minutes remaining. Right footed to the near post. And it's past. Is it going to be a corner? It looks like it. Is it? Or a goal kick? I think the referee is saying a goal kick.
It's come off Ryan Jack, I think. Just clearly see it here.
Go. See again. Yep, it's come off Ryan Jack. It's got to be a corner kick.
Should it be the corner?
They've not given a corner. No. So Rangers, Raskin coming forward. to Ryan Kent. He stumbles slightly, but he's still in possession up towards the halfway line. He's looking, great play there. He just loses a Celtic player, plays it forward, looking for Raskin. A Celtic player goes down, Alistair Johnson, and it's going to be a free kick. Wow, it's going to be some 9 minutes. Is there another goal in it? John Hartson, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's so open now, Paul. The Rangers are going forward, and Celtic look dangerous when they are now attacking as well. I won't be surprised, Paul, if there is another goal in this game.
Barry, only one goal to go, maybe? 3-2 Celtic?
Yeah, I think there's another goal. Certainly, because now you're getting to the final stages of the game. There's gaps starting to appear. Guys are starting to get tired. Yep, so another goal in this game, that's for sure.
Todd,
very open, very, very
isn't
open.
Isn't it?
Now,
yeah. I guess that's what happens. Get tired. Yeah. Well, you know the voices there, John Hartson and Barry Ferguson, the best in the business here on the Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Our friends at Sky are doing a great job as well. I think Ali and our own Andy Walker on there with Ian Crocker on the telly. 8 minutes remaining plus the stoppages. James Tavernier plays the ball, free kick into the box, headed forward but all the way back to Joe Hart, the former England international goalkeeper. Picks it up, just taking his time, looking for some players to get forward, and he just rolls it forward to Cameron Carter-Vickers, who was booked early in the game. Been quite a few bookings: CCV, McGregor, O'Reilly and Moy, and Raskin and Cantwell as Celtic come forward over the halfway line. Look at the energy of Kyogo and the control, but he can't quite control it that time, and he loses out. Cantwell plays it forward right down through the heart of the Celtic defence, looking for Morelos, but it's cleared only as far back to Cantwell. Cantwell back to Ben Davies. Davies to John Souttar, who's in, remember, for Connor Goldson, who picked up a hip injury in training. Plays it to Tavernier. Tavernier to Morelos. He won't have the legs for it. Callum McGregor does. McGregor gets away from it. Plays forward to Maida. Maida trying to get away from the defender, but
Ben Davies does brilliant there.
Yeah.
Brilliant there.
Great defensive.
Yeah, very good defensively there.
6.5 minutes remaining. Celtic are leading 3-2.
So wide open,
isn't it?
Raskin.
As that was a poor ball by Raskin. He has done well today. I think the duo, Barry, of Raskin and Cantwell.
Yep, it's always difficult, your first Old Firm game, but I think Cantwell and Raskin have been excellent for Rangers.
And here's a mistake by Celtic, so it's Ryan Kent who's got a chance 25 yards out. He plays it for Morelos. Morelos turns, checks, plays it back to Kent. Morelos back to Kent. Kent again, he's got lots of space and claims there that the ball should have stopped for an infringement, but Rangers come forward again to Sakala, edge of the box. He's got Johnson with him. Sakala tries to get the cross in. Alistair Johnson, and he's tripped up. It's going to be a free kick. That was a chance.
Yeah,
he's making mistakes now.
I think Ryan Kent's got to let it go, but if he doesn't, he plays it to Morelos. Just watching him driving through here, just let it go. Then Morelos has got to hit it, strike it.
Too many touches.
Yeah. It's a wasted chance from Rangers there.
Celtic defence looking tired, John. What
a little bit,
there?
yeah. Again, Johnson with the mistake, who's been excellent today, and he allows Ryan Kent to go through. Plays in Morelos, but Morelos has got to be sharper. There's got to be a touch at your feet and shot. There's 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock. You want to get back in it, make it 3-3. And he dillies and dallies. He takes an extra touch. He comes back inside, and the chance is gone, Paul. You don't get that time in the box.
Who's going off, John? It's the striker.
Kyogo's going off. David Turnbull maybe to shore up the middle of the pitch for Celtic. Maeda's also coming off, and we're just about to see who's going to go on for Maeda. It's Alexandra Burnaby, another defender. So Celtic obviously recognising the threat that Rangers are putting them under. A bit of pressure towards the end of the game. They want to get it back to 3-3. Celtic have brought a midfielder on, took 2 strikers off and put a defender on.
Yeah, Barry, the Rangers substitutions.
Yeah, I'm just looking at I can't see who's come on.
Sure. Cholak's just come on.
Cholak and Scott Wright are on. I don't know who they've got. And Lundstrom as well.
Right, so it's triple.
This is the last throw of the dice for Rangers, clearly, by Michael Beale. I don't know who they've come on for, Paul.
No, it's the same.
You go. Jack Morelos and Cantwell off. Lundstrom, Cholak and Scott Wright on.
It's all to play for in the last 4.5 minutes plus injury time. There'll be 5 minutes maybe. Oh, look at Haksabanovic and Barisic. What's Barisic doing though? I mean, there's nothing in it. And he's put he's now. It's a cuddle, isn't it, rather than a.
A bit strange.
It was a bit strange. I didn't understand what's being said. You can't tell from up here. You guys will know more than anyone some of the stuff that can go on. So 4 minutes remaining plus stoppages. There's Lundstrom, his first touch. He'll be desperate to show that he can do something, as will David Turnbull on for Celtic. Major changes there in the last 5 minutes.
Back.
Rangers with an urgency. They're a goal behind in the derby.
Yeah, they've got to be.
Yep.
They've got to go for it now. Get the ball quickly as possible. Get it up front as quickly as possible. If you don't win the first ball, win the second ball.
John and Barry reckon there could be another goal.
Well, yeah,
in this
the way
one.
that the game's going, you know,
Another two.
Rangers have started going long now. You got Cholak and Wright up there, two good, you know, physical presence, if you like, looking to get second balls, get it into the Celtic penalty area. Can they create a chance? Will it be a mistake? There's still a fair bit of time to go, Paul. There's 4 minutes of normal time to play, plus added on time. So, you know, there's still a little bit of time to go here for Rangers to get that equaliser, or for Celtic to kill the game off.
A double for Kyogo, double for Tavernier, and a goal for Jota means Celtic are 3-2 ahead with 3 minutes remaining in the Old Firm derby. 2 more derbies to come, of course. The Scottish Cup semi-final 3 weeks today, April the 29th, and then the final league game of the season. If Celtic win today, it always means something, but the league is over, albeit not quite mathematically. If Rangers can get a draw here today, it's still 9-10 points in it. It's probably over. And if Rangers
Have
win,
to win, Paul.
they have to.
They have
Of course,
to win
yep.
today to have
To give Celtic.
any hope.
You said that midweek, and I'm sure you're absolutely right, Barry. What's going to happen? It's going to be a throw-in for Celtic. Celtic would be happy to keep the ball up at that end of the pitch as Bernabe gets his first touch. Did it come off Tavernier? No, referee says no.
So I'm not quite sure. Might see it at the end
So
of the play.
maybe see it back. It's going to be a goal kick to Rangers. Alan McGregor takes a short one to John Souttar. Souttar, the former Hearts player, Scotland international, been trouble with injury, pumps one far forward, but it's cleared by Cameron Carter-Vickers. Vickers up over the halfway line, chance for Celtic. What a chance coming through. It's Celtic on the attack, should be goal number 4.
What's he doing there?
I don't even know who he's playing that to.
Madness. Is that Bernabe?
I think it is Boone.
Yeah.
There's nobody up in support.
He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but there's nobody, as Barry said, there's nobody coming to his right.
He's played it for Kyogo.
He's
Kyogo's off.
He's trying to cut it right.
He
And
could
now
have
Rangers have got a penalty, a free kick where Tavernier is going to put it back into the... I don't know
He
what
should have chipped the
Bernabe's
keeper,
doing there.
at least try. So Bernabe did well to get in that position, the Argentinian, who scored last weekend, but almost a nosebleed. Didn't know what to do with it. So the ball's
Just
at the
watched that
other
again.
end.
There's nobody up, and it looks to
My
me if he
goodness.
tries to square it.
Yeah, there's nobody there. Here's Rangers at the other end, 3-2 Celtic at the moment, 2 minutes remaining, plus stoppage. The ball goes out of play. What's Kevin Clancy going to say? He's going to say a goal kick for Celtic. Bernabe had
I
just
think
come
put
on.
what 5 minutes added on
It's got to be
time.
5 or 6 minutes.
I don't know what Bernabe's doing here.
Yeah.
I just haven't got a clue. I'd like him to explain there what's he saying. What
Also, John, why is nobody there supporting it? Or is it because Celtic are trying
I
to...
think they was just so far back in
Yeah.
play.
Okay.
I think they'd almost recognise that Bernabe's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Go and have a strike on goal.
As the clock winds down, 30 seconds remaining plus stoppage time. I agree. I think probably 6 minutes.
6.
I don't know yet, but here we go. Callum McGregor tries to thump it forward, but it's returned up towards the halfway line. We're watching it on Sky with Andy and Ali and Crocs as Rangers come forward. James Tavernier's played a real captain's role today. Plays it forward, and Starfelt does well, puts the ball out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to Rangers. The 90 minutes have come and gone. 5 minutes remaining. John Beaton saying 5 minutes. John Hartson, birthday boy this week. It'll be a birthday celebration if this is the scoreline, but there could still be another goal to go. Could be Rangers, could be Celtic. Here come Rangers down the right, but it's cleared there by Greg Taylor. Down the left, playing it forward, looking to bring in we haven't really seen anything of John, and
No.
the free kick.
He's just come on just to be strong and be a physical presence, running behind, hold the ball up for Celtic.
So it's Rangers.
Try and
So
kill the game off.
Rangers up over the halfway line. Cholak, his first touch. It's a good one out to the left to Barisic. He fires it in. There's been a lot of danger coming from Barisic. At this time, it's headed low by Carter-Vickers, the USA international. Good clearance. Only comes as far as Raskin. That's a great play by Raskin.
Yeah.
Turns and loses a man. Plays it right into the box. Great chance for Rangers, must be. But the ball comes off a Celtic defender. And it's gone past the post. What a chance there for Cholak.
He's
But-
offside.
Yeah,
He's
linesman's
offside.
flag was up.
But it's brilliant, this from Raskin.
That was class, John, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was class,
What did he
that.
do? Who did he lose there? Was that?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's run offside. He's well offside.
Look at the line, John.
Yeah,
Just
he's well
centre
offside,
forward.
but he's got to be cleverer than that.
That's Sakala.
Sakala, yeah.
Way offside. When it's happening live, it's hard to see everything, isn't it? There's only 3.5 minutes of the stoppage time left as the cameras go on to Ange Postecoglou. Hey, I'll tell you, it's been a tough 90-odd minutes for Celtic if they win. It's 3-2 at the moment, and it's an if. Because
Again, like Celtic, if they go on to win, then they've not been at their best. They've been better in the second half. Rangers have played very well, but it's ultimately Celtic again. That's, you could say they can be better, this, that, or the other, but it's actually Celtic that have come away with the spoils, Paul.
looks like it, but
it's a good thing not to be at your best and to keep winning games.
92 minutes gone in the sunshine at Celtic Park. Can Rangers put a cloud on that for Celtic, or can they get some sunlight themselves in the last 3 minutes? It's been a really good game to watch. A Celtic player's gone down there. There's Haksabanovic on the ball. He's gone down, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Man of the match. I think I'll wait till after the full-time whistle. I mean, it almost doesn't matter, does it? For both teams.
I think if you go in with the winning team, then you can't look any further than Kyogo really to finish 2 goals.
Barry will wait to full time because there could be another goal here. In fact, Tavernier could have a hat trick. So too Kyogo came so close to making his double, then a hat trick. Celtic just.
I think they'll just try. Oh, the
run down.
I think they'll just try and play this short and just keep the ball in the corner.
Yes, a free kick for Celtic.
Yeah.
Up in the Rangers
what
half.
they're
It's
doing.
quickly taken to Turnbull. Turnbull is the whistle must have gone.
So poor.
Isn't it? What was poor, Barry?
Run
What
offside.
Yeah.
Offside.
Yeah. What? I mean, why? It was a poor move. Celtic not at their best today, but they're 3-2 up against their oldest rivals in arguably the biggest derby in the world. But this is a chance for Celtic, the champions, to get a 4th goal. Haksabanovic plays it right for Turnbull. Turnbull into the box. Good clearance there by Rangers, by John Lundstrom, actually, on as a sub.
Yeah, good play from Turnbull. Brilliantly got back there from John Lundstrom. Cleared the danger. Celtic corner. There's a minute. There's 40 seconds on the clock. Celtic have a corner. Now, be very clever. See this game out from here.
Corner kick. As you said, John, it's going to be taken. Is over there. Turnbull's over there. Haksabanovic is there as well. And so who's coming in? Scott Wright does well. Balls. That was good play. Clever play by Scott Wright. So it's going to be the goal kick. Quickly taken.
Rangers going forward.
Yep. Last minute of stoppage time. Balls played up over the halfway line. Carter Vickers. Uncharacteristic. That was the word of the first half. A poor clearance by him, but it falls. And it's cleared by Haksabanovic, but I think the referee is blown for an infringement. It's going to be a free kick for Rangers.
It was a poor clearance from Carter Vickers. He'd probably been better just putting his head through the ball.
Barry, last row of the dice, could there be a goal?
Yep.
So, free kick is going to be taken.
Barisic's delivery.
45 yards out, thumps it into the box, comes to a Rangers head, falls. Chance for Rangers, but it's headed away. 15 seconds remaining. There's Ryan Kent, goes down at the edge of the box. Is it going to be a free kick? Referee Clancy is there. Is that going to be a free kick for Rangers? Yep. Barisic is going to take it. There he is.
I'm not sure if it is a foul again.
Really?
I think Kent's very clever there.
As he's ridden the challenge.
Well, it is for Celtic, typical centre forward challenge. He's turned his back. Kent's gone over, and again the refs give a free kick, but Rangers got a chance on the edge of Celtic's area. I think if this goes out to play, I think the ref will blow up. Time's up.
Yep, we've played the 5 minutes and 21 seconds. Last kick of the game. Can Rangers salvage pride to make it 3-3? It would still be the 9 points in it.
Yeah,
John is pointing.
Barisic's area.
Borna Barisic. Barisic over the ball. So too is Tavernier. Yep, it's Barisic. Way over the top,
wasteful.
and it's wasted. James Tavernier, he hit 100 goals for Rangers today.
Could he have whipped in that in the near post on the evidence of what he can do?
Yeah, reverse whip. He could have done it, but that's Barisic's area. And
It's
to be
all
fair,
over.
in the past, he's been good in that area.
Celtic 3, Rangers 2. Celtic take the spoils, and John Hartson with 12 points in it with 7 games to go.
It's over. First time I've said it, but listen, it's clear as day now. The league is over, and of course, there's still 7 games to go, but it's too far. It's too big a gap. Rangers can't come back now. From their point of view, they can only just go on and keep winning games. But for Celtic, fantastic. Another win in the derby. Kyogo 2 goals. And they're edging very, very close, Paul, to picking up that title, which will be their 11th in 12 years. Total domination. And just put an incredible team together. Everybody wants Ange Postecoglou to continue as Celtic manager. There will be offers. There'll be a lot of interest in Ange. I believe he's in for a good bit of time yet at Celtic. What a team he's put together. Again, a gritty performance from Celtic. Not their best performance, but they got the job done. And they were poor in the first half, but they come out, went 3-1 up, and again they let Rangers back in at 3-2. But another 3 points for Celtic on a day where they've not been at their best. That's a sign of a good team.
Barry, Rangers gave everything and came really, really close.
Yeah, disappointed in the result. I thought the performance was a lot better. They showed good aggression, played some good stuff. 2 bad mistakes from Celtic's second and third goal. Obviously getting the goal back with Tavernier to make it 3-2. Didn't create any clear-cut chances the last 5 or 10 minutes. So overall, just disappointed in the result. Listen, Paul, I would rather play poorly and win. And I'm sure you'll hear Michael Beale saying that. So, disappointed. That's now 12 points plus, is that 28 goals now? It was 27 before it. Now it'll be 28. So, it's Rangers need to go and refocus again and make sure come the end of April, in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, that they make sure they beat Celtic and get to the final and try and retain that Scottish Cup.
And John, it's the mark of champions to not play well today, which I don't think they did.
No.
And to beat a very, very good Rangers team who gave everything.
Oh, Rangers give everything, and they were the better team in the first half. But you can just see, you can just almost tell the way the Celtic players here today are celebrating. They know it's done, and almost, there'll be a title party, but obviously they don't get the trophy yet. And they've done exceptionally well, and it's really hard. They've put in a lot of nerves today, been a lot of anxiety going into the game, because the crowd would have been expecting a Celtic win. They've managed to do that, and yes, they've not been at their best, but they've still got the 3 points. They've managed to dig in and get the 3 points and get the job done again. So that man as deserves an awful lot of praise, Ange Postecoglou and his staff. But you can just sense, just looking around the Celtic Park crowd, they know the title's done. They know they're going to lift the title in a couple of weeks' time. And it's 2 out of 2. 2 out of 2 for Ange. Brilliant.
And Barry, credit to Celtic, who've been the outstanding team this season in the title race. And is that it today? Yeah.
I thought Celtic were poor, but I think that was down to Rangers. But listen, again, I'll go back to it. But that's over 12 points now and 28 goals. I don't think there's any chance the Rangers clawing that back now. I think Michael Beale will go away and he'll be happy with a lot of what happened today, but he'll be really disappointed in the second and third Celtic goal. The second one, it's a bad clearance, but what Ben Davies does is he gets a second opportunity to deal with it, and he doesn't deal with it. And that gives Celtic a bit of confidence. It gives them a lift, and then they get the third goal through a mistake with John Souttar, and then it's always going to be hard when you go 3-1 down. But again, they showed a bit of character, got that second goal back, but it just wasn't enough.
And sometimes, Paul, it's about finding a way. You're not always going to be at your best, and sometimes the opposition. Rangers came here today, they had to win, they had to throw everything at it, and they did that, especially in the first half. And listen, at the end of the day, it was Celtic have managed to get it done, because you're not always going to be at your best. Sometimes you're not playing particularly well, but you've got to dig in. You need a little bit of luck, what Celtic had with the penalty. On another day, maybe Morelos gets that opportunity off the referee. Celtic have, again, Kyogo has been exceptional on the score sheet again, gets a really good double. And as Barry just said, it's 12 points plus 28 goals. So nobody can deny who the best team has been this season.
There's the league table. Celtic 88 points, Rangers on 76. Celtic plus 75 in goal difference, plus 46 at Rangers. So that's Celtic 28 goals better than their oldest rivals. The best version of Rangers came today, no question. Celtic were off it, but they managed to hang in there.
Well, it shows me that they can compete. You just need to cut out the mistakes, and it may have been different. But listen, when you don't play well, that's a sign of a good team. You still come away with the 3 points. So there's positives, but the most important thing, Paul, is it's winning games.
Yep.
And Rangers unfortunately didn't do that today.
Celtic are the winners this afternoon, and they will officially win the title in the coming weeks, and that's 11 in 12 years. And for Ange Postecoglou, 2 in a row. Got the double last season, the League Cup, got the league. He's got the League Cup this season. They've got the league now, albeit still to be confirmed, obviously. And that's no disrespect to Rangers, but and everyone would say.
Well, Rangers are looking forward to the semi-final now. That's the only way now they can maybe claw a trophy back this season.
Yeah. And the way they played today, who knows? Going to take a quick break, and then John Hartson, Barry Ferguson. You can give them a quick call, 0808 17 17 700s.
The Go Radio Football Show with MacklinMotors.co.uk. Your local friendly experts for new and used cars.
Let's go! There's a new name for Toyota in Lanarkshire.
From one of the UK's biggest names in motor retail.
Macklin Motors Toyota is now open in Hamilton.
We're bringing you everything Toyota, backed by first-class service.
So come and view the stunning new Toyota range, all with up to 10 years warranty.
Including the Igo Cross and the new Yaris Cross compact SUV.
See our great choice of approved used Toyotas.
Our formidable range of commercial vehicles, including the Hilux.
Get expert servicing from our manufacturer-trained technicians.
And specialist advice from our Motability team.
Macklin Motors Toyota is open now
at Whistlebury Road, Hamilton.
There's a new name for Toyota in Lanarkshire.
From one of the UK's biggest names in motor retail.
Macklin Motors Toyota is now open in Hamilton.
We're bringing you everything Toyota, backed by first-class service.
So come and view the stunning new Toyota range, all with up to 10 years warranty.
Including the Igo Cross and the new Yaris Cross compact SUV.
See our great choice of approved used Toyotas.
Our formidable range of commercial vehicles, including the Hilux.
Get expert servicing from our manufacturer-trained technicians.
And specialist advice from our Motability team.
Macklin Motors Toyota is open now
at Whistlebury Road, Hamilton.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. New Toyota showrooms now open in Glasgow and Hamilton.
Let's go!
Lots of people coming on the socials on the way out of the game, although most of the 60,000 Celtic fans are still there as Celtic win 3-2 this afternoon. A pulsating, there's a word you don't hear too often, but it was, wasn't it? It was a 90 minutes that anything could have happened. Celtic take the points and take the title, albeit not yet officially, but they will be. Celtic on 88 points, Rangers staying on 76. A double for I almost said Hatate, for Kyogo. Hatate was the story yesterday, missing out. Kyogo 2 goals, and then 2 goals for James Tavernier. He had a chance to make it 3, but it was Jota who'd put Celtic 3-1 up. Curious game this afternoon. A quick chance for you to call 0808 17 17 700. And John Hartson, for you and for Celtic, it's now about that cup semi-final as well. Or they're looking to break the record of points of the Invincibles from the Brendan Rodgers era.
Yeah, and they've gone and done it today. They picked up another 3 points. They still have Rangers to play once more at Ibrox. They'll have the top in a couple of games' time. I believe that's 7 to go. They'll keep being relentless in their winning habit. They'll try and get over 100 points and break more records. Ange will set them more challenges. Rangers turned up today, but unfortunately they didn't create enough opportunities. Celtic took theirs. They got a bit of luck, some poor defending from the Rangers defenders. But the one thing, you've always got another chance in football, Paul, and Rangers will feel that semi-final now. One, obviously no disrespect to Falkirk or Inverness, but one, Paul, they've got a chance to get a trophy, and secondly, they'll have an opportunity to try and stop Celtic winning the treble in Ange's second season. So Rangers still got a lot to play for. So it's important they keep their heads up on the back of that performance, But again, Celtic, on a day where they were poor in the first half, not an awful lot better in the second half, helped by a lot of bad defending from Rangers. They got it done. Barry said earlier on he preferred to play poor and pick up the 3 points, and he's exactly right. A winning habit is a brilliant habit to get into.
You asked about how many titles, including this one. We're now including it, Chris. 52 titles, including this one. Rangers obviously on 55. That'll be the narrative in the coming years as they chase each other for it. For Rangers, Barry, if you're Douglas Park has gone as chairman, so John Bennett and the board with the manager. The manager has done little wrong. He's been on a great run, but he hasn't been able to beat Celtic. So does this now, once this game is gone and the dust settled, the title was probably gone this season anyway. That's now out of the way. Yeah, the cup semi-final is important, but does this give him more of a case to say we need investment, we need more of the Cantwells, more of the Raskins, more new blood?
Yep, and you can see the difference he has made in the short period of time he's been at the club. There's no doubt Rangers have become a better team. January window was good because Raskin and Cantwell have come in, and I think they've made Rangers stronger. So the positives he'll take out today is they showed a competitive edge. They were aggressive, and that's what they have to do now. And I think all focus, Paul, goes on the end of the month and making sure that they stop Celtic for winning the treble and make sure they retain the Scottish Cup. Because as I said, look, it's great playing well, but the most important thing is people look at the result, and that's what will disappoint Michael Beale, because it was two bad mistakes, let's be honest.
Yep.
They gifted Celtic 2 goals, but overall it was better. But the most important thing is always, it's about getting the 3 points.
John, you'll see the stats there on the screen any second now. First half, I think Rangers had more of the possession. I think it was 59-41. Overall, though, possession, Celtic 55, Rangers 45. Shots on target, 9 to Celtic, 8 to Rangers. Shows you it's tight. 7-3 actually on target. Expected goals, I don't ever quite understand that expected goals thing, but it's the scoreline that counts. And what would you say for Rangers? You see them improving.
Yeah. Well, they turned up today.
Yeah.
They turned up at a difficult venue, and they took the game to Celtic at times. Celtic created more opportunity. I thought Alan McGregor was the busier goalkeeper throughout the afternoon. Yeah. Celtic had more attempts on goal, as we saw there on the stats. But Rangers today, in the first half an hour or so, the pressure they put on Celtic, they stopped them from playing their normal football. So credit to them for that. But Celtic bounced back and they scored 3 goals, helped by some poor defending, a terrible back pass from John Suter, and Ben Davies again just indecisive in terms of he's got to go and put his, the likes of Terry Butcher, Richard Goff, they don't think twice. These proper defenders, Craig Moore, they just go and put their heads through that. You don't get chances against teams of the past, so they'll learn from that. Michael Beale would expect them to learn from that. But again, Celtic, when the pressure was on today to win, everybody at Celtic Park wanted Celtic to go there today, wanted the team to play and win the game so they could go home happy. Almost a title in the bag, if you like. Champions League football straight in, £30 million, whatever it is. Rangers will add. They've got an awful lot of work to do with players leaving, coming, contracts up. Celtic will also add. So, it's Celtic's year this year. They've got the cup to come. Rangers want to try and win a cup. Of course they do under Michael Beale. And they stop Celtic winning the treble. But ultimately, it's 3 points. And sometimes you can't always be absolutely scintillating. You are going to have days. And credit to Rangers today, because they stopped Celtic playing their football in that first half. But ultimately, Celtic found a way to go and get the 3 points again.
He's just been interviewed on Sky, Alistair Johnson, along with the match winner Jota. So I think Alistair Johnson is man of the match. Would you agree? Just seen some of the play there. He has been terrific. What did you make? Who was your man of the match?
Well, I'd give it to Kyogo for his goals, because obviously I'm a little bit biased, but I think Kyogo got 2 or 3 chances in the game, and he looked really sharp again and really clinical in front of goal. But listen, Alistair Johnson was excellent. I thought he defended really well. On that right hand side up against Ryan Kent, who had for me a bit of a quiet game to his normal standards, but you can see him here marauding forward. He looks quick, he looks a proper athlete, doesn't he? And he defends well, wins a free kick there for his team. So I've got no complaints with Alistair Johnson getting man of the match. He had a great game.
Yep, 53 if we include this one. Thanks, Chris. That's what I was saying. Include this one, so it would be 53. You were right, John. Barry, what do you reckon? Who would be man of the match for you? I know it's difficult as a Rangers legend, but Celtic won it. Would you give it to Kyogo?
Yeah, look, listen, he scored 2 goals and he was a pest all game. But Alistair Johnson was good as well, solid at the back, and yeah, the winning team always gets the man of the match. So yeah, I would have no arguments with that.
Close though would be James Tavernier. He scored his 100th goal today.
Yep, unbelievable free kick, great header at the back post. Then he had an opportunity to get his hat-trick. I think if you asked James himself, he would have expected to do a bit better coming in late at the back post against Greg Taylor. So, yep, I thought Tavernier was good. As I said, he got Rangers back into the game with an unbelievable free kick, and then again with a good header at the back post. But overall, listen, you can take some positives out of it, but it's another defeat against Celtic, which is hard to take.
And Rangers have got so many players, of course, whose contracts are up. You know, Ryan Jack, although he played today, did he do well, Ryan Jack?
Yeah. Yep, I think him and Raskin have got a good relationship in the middle of the park. Ryan Jack just sits there and patrols and protects, and Raskin can go and get on the ball and do his stuff. So yep, there was good performances from the Rangers players, but overall just disappointed at the 2 goals in the second half that they lost. They can do a lot better, especially the one he makes Celtic go 2-1 in front. It's a bad clearance, but he gets another opportunity, and I know I'm repeating myself. He's got to do better. He's gone in, just stick your head in it and put it out for a corner, and then get back in and make sure they defend the corner.
We'll talk more about it.
I'm just seeing it again. It's so poor.
It's comic capers, isn't it, at the back?
I mean, he does. He doesn't do well with the clearance here. He puts it up in the air, but again, he just go and put your head through it, and then you get back in and you make sure you're organised and set up for the corner that's going to be coming in there. So yeah, it's a real poor goal to lose.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed, Rangers. You look at the 2 goals, it's a gift. All right, Kyogo still has to be sharp. He still have to finish the opportunities. The one there by Ben Davis, the other one for Souta's just as bad. So if you're in that Rangers dressing room, you will feel today that you can compete against Celtic. You can stifle them in terms of the way Celtic play. They dominate the ball, they dominate possession. They never did that today, Celtic, against a real well-organised Michael Beale Rangers. But Michael Beale's got a big task on his hands in terms of not just to coach the team and to manage the team, but he's got to deal with now, is it 10 players or something out of contract, or he wants to bring in another 7 or 8 players. You know, he's going to have to do a lot of work in the market, work with his recruitment people, and continue to challenge Celtic, because right now they are the dominant team. And Rangers have played well today, but again, Celtic have picked up the 3 points, which is a really good sign when you're not quite at your best.
Quick break and then we're back with Barry and John. Celtic take the spoils this afternoon, 3-2.
The Go Radio Football Show with Macklin Motors. Book your service, MOT or repair online today at macklinmotors.co.uk.
Let's go!
Celtic winning this afternoon, 3-2 against Rangers. 60,000 this afternoon. Once the game starts, I'm not sure if that makes much difference. Rangers played really well. Celtic, though, winning the game. They were 3-1 up at one point. Looked as though the last, 15 minutes would be, it could have gone wider. And then Rangers got a second goal, and it was a pulsating end to the game. Celtic winning, and all credit to them. Yep, Celtic doing well. We'll take a call or two before we go at 3 as you're heading home into the afternoon, and maybe catching up with what else is there, John, outside Planet Celtic and Rangers. No game like it. I think that did Scotland, Glasgow proud today. What do you feel?
It was a great game. Obviously I feel for Barry, because I could be saying here with Rangers won 11 out of the last 12 titles, and Barry's all joyful and in good spirits, and I get that, but as I said, Barry will continue to support Rangers, and I'll continue to be on the Celtic side of things. But it is hard. It is hard, and the Rangers fans want Michael Beale to go in there now and organise a really good summer. Get rid of players, bring good players in, and and I don't want to sit here and gloat and everything else and antagonise people, but Celtic have had a brilliant couple of seasons under Ange Postecoglou. There's no getting away from that. Some of his signings, no other better than Kyogo, who's come to the fore with the goals. Again, he's decided the game today with his finishes. Everything's rosy at the moment for Celtic because of the way that they play and the way that Ange has coached the team. But they've got to have one eye on the fact as well that Rangers have played very well this season. They've only lost now. That's their second league game. Is it their third league game? Sorry, they've lost. And they've actually did a lot better under Michael Beale. And Celtic at this moment in time, they'll have all the bragging rights and everything else, but it's important that they stay ahead of the game. And as I said, Ange will have money to spend in the market. Rangers will add, Celtic will add. And it'll be great to come back next season. Obviously, there's still a big part to play in the Scottish Cup, but both clubs will come back next season and go for it again.
Here's Andy, a Rangers fan on the line in Springburn. Hi, Andy.
How you doing, boys? Okay? Thanks
Hi,
for taking
Andy.
the call.
Yeah, not at all. So, Andy, how are you feeling as a Rangers fan this afternoon?
Oh, disappointed, Paul, obviously, is the initial kind of reaction. But on reflection, I mean, it's hard enough to go to Celtic with fans as it is. To go there without fans and plays we did and get a couple of goals, I was pretty pleased in the whole part. Defensively, I mean, it goes without saying that the last two goals we conceded is just unforgivable, really. They need to go to Celtic Park and set up your still accordingly. A big shooter will probably get a bit of the abuse for his back pass, but I actually think Jack's pass to him should have happened in the first place. I think he's got to go Diag there, in my opinion. And obviously, listen, it's a great finish by Jota. McGregor's never going to beat him to that ball. And but on the whole, I thought we'd done okay. But listen, Celtic are in a good place, and you could tell that today because they're quite something at Celtic Park, and it would have taken a momentous performance from us to do that. to get a result today. Really,
but you made it hard for Celtic, didn't you? Your team played so well. Yeah,
no, listen, we did. Cavernier's free kick's incredible. Off the back of that, we're sitting there going, okay, we've got a wee chance here. I thought our use of the ball, the way we won it back, Paul, was just really poor. Tillman gave the ball away far too much for me. I thought Raskin had a really good game, actually. So, I mean, on the whole, it's, as I say, there's frustrations there. I think an honest Celtic fan would say they were probably there for the taking. They weren't as good as they have been, albeit Kyogo shows his quality. So, like, it's a tough one to take, but league's over, isn't it? Let's be honest.
And do you feel you need a stronger bench? And by that, what I mean is so many players, contracts up this summer or whatever, you've got a relatively new manager. I mean, players like, Kamara, you'd get money for Kamara, wouldn't you? Maybe his time's come and gone. Right, is it ever going to happen for him? Scott Arfield's been amazing for Rangers, but is it now time? I'm just looking, Hadji, never really seen him. Lundstrom, jury's out. What do you feel?
Yeah, injuries, Paul. I'd love to know what's happening at the training centre, to be honest, because the amount of injuries we've had this season is pretty unbelievable. And without making that sound like an excuse, every team has it. But the amount of injuries we've had is pretty incredible. I mean, Souters came in, he's played one game, he's been injured months, and that's him just came back today out of nowhere.
Well, let's hear what Barry would say. What would you say to Andy?
In terms of the game today, I'll try and take the positives out of it. I thought Rangers showed a different side of them. They were more aggressive in the closing down of Celtic. I thought it was a decent performance. The negatives is the 2 goals in the second half. Rangers lose were so disappointing, and for me they're avoidable. So that'll be the thing that will disappoint Michael Beale. But since Michael Beale's come in, I've got to be honest with you, I have been impressed with him. I like the way he goes about his business. It's clear to me it's going to be a big summer for Rangers. I like what he brought in January and Raskin and Cantwell. And then now in the summer, he knows there's a lot of changes going to be made. You mentioned 10 or so players out of contract. It'll be interesting to see what ones get new contracts, but it's going to be a busy summer for Rangers coming up. And now after today's game, like Andy says, it's going to be, I think it's Celtic's title now. But now all focus for me goes in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. Look, you've still got league games. You want to go and try and make sure you win the league games, but the focus goes on the semi-final at the end of this month and make sure that they get in that final and retain the trophy.
And on the injuries, Barry, it's
there has been a few injuries. Yep, that is a concern. Maybe it's just a bit of bad luck. I don't know, because we have suffered quite a few injuries this season. Hopefully that will change going forward. So yep, it's disappointing that you've not always got a full squad to pick from, but that's why you build a big squad, just in case injuries do happen.
And John, Andy's assessment was really fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought Andy's spot on with his assessment. Rangers were the better team in the first half. The goal, the push, Morelos on Johnson on another day, that could have been seen as both players are at it. There's a little shove in the box. Johnson went down, and the referee obviously give the decision to Alistair Johnson. But I thought Rangers were excellent. I thought the game plan was good. They pressed high. They stifled Celtic's play. Ange likes to play his football. Celtic were unable to do that in the first half. There was a couple of players off for Celtic. Rangers deserved the equaliser on half-time. Tavernier, brilliant. And then I thought Celtic were better in the second half. They gradually got themselves into the game, quickly went into a 3-1 lead with help from Davis and Suter. Some really, really poor defending, but great finishing from Kyogo. And I just think from a Celtic point of view, they've done brilliant all season, lost one game, outstanding at times. But sometimes, Paul, you can't be brilliant all the time. And I think one of the reasons why they weren't outstanding today is because how good Rangers were up against them. So Rangers have showed, they've proved to themselves that they can take Celtic on. The league's done. Credit to Celtic where it's due. But today, the game could have swung either way. And Rangers will be ruined. Barry's already said it, the poor defending. But Celtic march on. They march on. That's their 53rd title, Champions League. Everything is going in Celtic's favour at the minute, and they'll enjoy that. But it's up to Michael Beale and Rangers to sort out this summer, get rid of the players that are out of contract, bring quality in, and look to bounce back next season.
And Andy, final words. How are you feeling about 3 weeks today to dust? What have you taken for today? Are you looking forward to that game now with a real belief you could win the Cup semi-final?
Absolutely, Paul. That is the thing. I've taken a bit of belief from today because I thought we've really went in the lines then today. I say no fans. We take a bit of heart from that. Like I said, Big John, for example, as he mentions, a very fair comment in that it's probably not a foul. If that was a foul back in John's day, bloody hell, he got a touch of the ball.
No, I think, Andy, I think they were both at it. I think they were both at it. And I think Alistair Johnson, he's played clever because he's almost like gone over and it looks a lot worse. But for me, on another day, Morelos would have got the goal.
Greg, thanks very much for the call, Andy. Greg's on the line before we go. Greg, a Celtic fan. How was that this afternoon? How much have you enjoyed it?
Oh, Paul, I tell you what, incredible. Celtic weren't quite at their best, but you got to. That is why Celtic Park is the world's premier arena for football. That atmosphere was absolutely unbelievable. 60,000 fans doing the huddle, and Jota's goal, Paul. Jota's goal. I mean, that was simply world class. But text at the end, last 20 minutes, I was hallucinating. I didn't actually realise O had come on. And it was all just getting a bit frantic, but very relieved. I don't know, I tell you, Paul, if I was a Rangers fan, I'd be concerned. I'd be very, very concerned, because if that's the best that Rangers can muster right now, big concerns at Ibrox.
Well, we'll talk about that as the week goes on. And Rangers actually played well. Celtic struggled at times, Greg, but they had I suppose, John Hartson, it's the hallmark of champions. You're not at your best, but you beat your biggest rivals 3-2.
There's a lot of pressure on Celtic today because there was a big crowd. Everybody knew that if Celtic won the game, that was almost the title sort of wrapped up. All they're waiting for now is the handover of the trophy. And I thought there was a few nervy Celtic players in their team. Moy wasn't at his best. One or two others, we didn't really get the ball forward enough, but that was because of Rangers' press, and they deserved the equaliser in the first half. I thought Celtic were better in the second half, Greg, but for me, again, mate, you
Paul,
can't always be at your very, very best. So that is Celtic
you're right.
showing
You're right.
that when you're not at your best, you can still go and win games. That's a sign of a very good team.
Greg, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for calling in.
very evident
We'll
today.
speak to you very soon. That's it. Barry, back tomorrow night. I know James Tavernier just being interviewed there.
I hope
100
I'm not
goals
back
for
tomorrow
Rangers.
night. It's Sunday.
Sunday night, of course. Back on Monday. Yeah. Barry, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We'll be back on Monday with Mark Guidi. And John, speak to you soon. You'll enjoy
Brilliant.
the end of your holiday,
Thank you, Paul.
your birthday week.
Lovely. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Chris, and
Thanks.
thanks to everyone who called in. We're back on Monday at 5. Celtic take the spoils this afternoon. 3-2 win, double from Kyogo, and the winner from Jota. That's it from us. Alan Shaw is next.
The Go Radio Football Show with MacklinMotors.co.uk. Your local friendly experts for new and used cars.
There's a new name for Toyota in Lanarkshire.
From one of the UK's biggest names in motor retail.
Macklin Motors Toyota is now open in Hamilton.
We're bringing you everything Toyota backed by first-class service.
So come and view the stunning new Toyota range, all with up to 10 years warranty.
Including the Igo Cross and the new Yaris Cross compact SUV.
See our great choice of approved used Toyotas.
Our formidable range of commercial vehicles, including the Hilux.
Get expert servicing from our manufacturer-trained technicians.
And specialist advice from our Motability team.
Macklin Motors Toyota is open now.
At Whistlebury Road, Hamilton.